Mm. Yes, good morning. It's morning over here. Five. What does it say? 5:50 a.m. Yeah, CET, Central European Time. That is 11:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Eastern Standard Time, USA. I'm back in effect. Yeah, I had a moment to listen over the live stream yesterday with my man, my homie, RastamanX, EXO, they call him in the pen. Yeah, DC. He's a brother basically. You know, from DC, but yeah. So he did some time in the pen, various times. I guess if you add it all up, it's like 20 something years altogether. But he did. He had some short. Um, he had some short moments in the state pen here and there, and then he had a long period in the feds, right? But yeah, and it's typical in DC. Not maybe not typical for everybody, but if you're from DC, born and raised, it's typical. You got somebody in your family. I mean, X is not the only one by any means of close associates, um, or family members of mine that's been in the pen, um, for years, and all of it is federal time. And if your crime is committed in DC, it's all federal time, you know. Yeah, what's up, Donnie? Yeah, bro. I had a long work week. The last week I was at work. I did like 5 days. No, I did 4 days, 1 day break, and then 5 days, and these are like long, big days, 10 hour days. And so I didn't get any sleep this week. So now it's the first day I'm waking up and I got some sleep. You see what I mean? So, and I'm just thinking about what happened. I'm fresh off of thinking about the live yesterday because I have to process, I mean, like a lot of us know this kind of stuff. Some of us that got friends or family that's been in the pen, they would tell us this stuff. But when you hear it, I don't know how your brain works, but my brain, I have like a photographic type of memory. So I remember through images, and so I can call up parts of the conversation somehow through imagery, somehow it comes out in an extra, in a bigger form, when I remember it. You talking to, yeah, you're talking to the choir. Exactly, man. Well, I'm just saying some people talk like they ain't been in the choir, bro, or in this or on the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people out here, man, sound like they ain't been to either one, man. Yeah, man, for real, yo, for real. But having said that, man, having said that, yo, oh my God, oh my God. I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm not the type of, among the homies and the family members, it's very simple. You got two groups: the ones that have been in the pen and the ones that haven't been in the pen. And the ones that haven't been in the pen, it's maybe for more, whatever. I ain't even trying to talk, but I put it to you this way: I always plead innocent. You know what I'm saying? So and now I don't live in the US, so I, but you know it's still revealing because we talk about the polite case, and this is very relevant. It's very relevant, right? It's current, it's happening, and there's going to be a big audience out there that's going to give their commentary on what's going to happen to him, how the law work, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And we did listen to it. We listened to it, right? We've been hearing it for months, and that's why it was so relevant to just pick up the phone and say, "Yo, man, can you chime in on this?" To one of my homies, and the best thing about it is that I did follow the basic rules of journalism. He doesn't know about the case. He knew nothing about the case before yesterday. And if you are a busy person, like most people should be, he's not a YouTuber. He's not a social media person. He's a business man. You know, he's a he's not just a businessman. He's a business man. But he's got a construction company, and also services, homes, apartments, things like that. Contracts. So doing HVAC and different things, shit, and hires people also that's been in the pen too. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that perspective, that's a for me that's just as important to just get a clean perspective on it. And he gave his thoughts. A lot of people got F's. Oh my God. And but I could tell you, my homie X, although he served time, enough time, uh, he didn't get F's in school. No, he was actually one of the smarter students. He was definitely had no problem with math and science. You know what I'm saying? Top grades in math and science. And yeah, that's part of the irony of growing up in the nation's capital and in a lot of cities. That's part of the irony in being black, man. A lot of people that go to prison is not because they dummies, I mean, ironically enough, some could be, some, you can't put them all into one bunch, right? And yeah, so X, nah, man, he got better grades than me. Shit, by far. Seriously, man. I didn't study a whole lot, so that could be why I would get a C, B, maybe B. I didn't aspire to get good grades. I'll put it to you that way. X, he didn't aspire. Maybe I don't want to speak for him, but I just think he was a little bit sharper. You know what I'm saying, with the math and science. But I wanted to review a little bit of this. He gonna come back on another day for round two. Yeah, but I just wanted to recap some of the thoughts. So I'm gonna play something here just to start it off from yesterday's stream. And again, my homie's Cash App is up there. So if you want to Cash App him, matter of fact, I didn't put it in the. Did I put it in the description? Let me put it in the description here. Anybody want to show some love to X? You could do that, because this is really a recap of what happened yesterday. So I will put that up in this description too. I'll just put it in the chat also when I get a chance here. Boom, there we go. Yeah. So bow. So let me play something here. Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna put this up here. Boom. Put this here. Started off here from yesterday. Let me see. Hope everybody can see this. All we gotta do is listen. So, matter of fact, what I can do is yeah, the quality is up. Okay, that's good. The quality is up. Let's go. Yeah, he got some experience in the pen, so I wanted him to look at this paperwork, and then also look at what happened yesterday in real time to give his opinion on what would happen to an individual that could find himself in this type of situation. What's up, X? You back?
I'm back. I must
All right.
have, accidentally hit the wrong button, but I'm back.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. Yo, so hold on. Now, where was we
Allergies.
at? Oh, you got
I was
allergies.
just I was just outlining that prison has its own social scale, and sex offenders, even rapists, they almost go in the same category.
Okay.
Um, but a sex offender, just to be blunt, their ass ain't worth a snack cake. You know, they will. People that's
What you mean by that? What
frustrated,
do you mean a snack cake? What do you mean?
meaning they got little Debbie cakes and stuff they sell on commissary stuff, But a sex offender, I mean, like 9 times out of 10, when an inmate find out that you're a sex offender, and they gonna do something to you, bro. Like They don't care how big you are, how small you are, if you black, if you white, if you Mexican, if you whatever. When they find out that you sexually assaulted a child, they gonna do something to you, bruh.
All right, I'm gonna pause it. They gonna do something to you, bro. I mean, we heard that twice. We heard that twice. I think that statement alone, you know, we gonna do something to you, bro. I mean, and also we heard Debbie Cake. You know, to me that kind of tells me the value of your life is maybe the value of a Debbie Cake. You see what I mean? In the social ladder in the pen. So yeah, man, that's a of course I'm laughing because I'm not a sexual offender. I think they the scum of the earth. And I'm not going to prison. But the tone, let me rewind that. Let me rewind that, man. Just oh my God. 2 seconds, everybody. Let me just try to hit them up. See what the deal is.
They almost go in the same category.
Okay.
Um, but a sex offender, just to be blunt, their ass ain't worth a snack cake. You know, they will, people
But
that's
what you mean by that? What
frustrated,
do you mean a snack cake? What do you mean?
meaning, they got little Debbie cakes and stuff they sell on commissary stuff, But a sex offender, I mean, like 9 times out of 10, when an inmate find out that you's a sex offender, man, they gonna do something to you, bro. Like, they don't care how big you are, how small you are, if you black, if you white, if you Mexican, if you whatever. When they find out that you sexually assaulted a child, they gonna do something to you, bro. Like immediately, like as soon as they find out, they're gonna spread the word. Well, some of the old school OGs, they might not even say nothing. They just might kill you. They might put a lock on a belt, like a padlock for our lockers, and then we got belts for our pants. So you just thread the belt through the lock and wrap it around your hand, and then you got a weapon. They will beat a child molester to death. I was just outlining that prison has its own social scale, and sex offenders, even rapists, they almost go in the same category.
Okay.
Um, I was just outlining that prison has its own social scale, and sex offenders, even rapists, they almost go in the same category.
Okay.
Uh, but a sex offender, just to be blunt, their ass ain't worth a snack cake. You know, they will. People
What
that's
what you mean by that? What
frustrated,
do you mean a snack cake? What do you mean?
meaning, they got little Debbie cakes and stuff they sell on commissary stuff. But a sex offender, I mean, like 9 times out of 10, when an inmate find out that you's a sex offender, and they gonna do something to you, bro. Like they don't care how big you are, how small you are. If you black, if you white, if you Mexican, if you whatever. When they find out that you sexually assaulted a child, they gonna do something to you, bruh. Like immediately. Like as soon as they find out, they're gonna spread the word. Well, some of the old school OGs, they might not even say nothing. They just might kill you. They might put a lock on a belt, like a padlock for our lockers. And then we got belts for our pants. So you just thread the belt through the lock and wrap it around your hand. And then you got a weapon. They will beat a child molester to death. If you already doing 100 years, you can't see your kids. What's catching a life sentence for a child molester? Nothing.
Oh, thanks.
They have zero respect in the prison system.
Yeah. Thank you, Donnie. damn, I'm on mute. I gotta watch that. What I was gonna say was is that exactly like it's people like that, like on Sarnetta's channel, they have all these people there and they making light of sexual assault, making light of sexual assault to minors. But is that what they trying to tell the kids, that you're supposed to make light of this kind of thing? Because from what I hear on the other side, once you in prison, that's your ass in multiple types of ways. Let me rewind this shit. Yeah, you're right though, man. Let me just leave my audio on.
Cakes and stuff they sell on commissary stuff, But a sex offender, I mean, like 9 times out of 10, when an inmate find out that you're a sex offender, man, they gonna do something to you, bro. Like they don't care how big you are, how small you are, if you black, if you white, if you Mexican, if you whatever. When they find out that you sexually assaulted a child, they gonna do something to you, bro. Like immediately, like as soon as they find out, they're gonna spread the word. Well, some of the old school OGs, they might not even say nothing. They just might kill you. They might put a lock on a belt, like a padlock for our lockers. And then we got belts for our pants. So you just thread the belt through the lock and wrap it around your hand. And then you got a weapon. They will beat a child molester to death. If you already doing 100 years, you can't see your kids. What's catching a life sentence for a child molester? Nothing. They have zero respect in the prison system. They do most of their time on protective custody. And sometimes they go on PC and they stay on there for 3, 4, 5 years, like trying to wait for the hype to go down. And then they try to sneak out on the compound, like nobody's gonna know. And then somebody find out and they execute them. Either they torture them and then execute them, or they just execute them off the top.
All right,
One of the two, right?
let's say the person got a little bit of money.
Oh, they getting extorted. They're gonna beat them up all the time, make them get their people to send the money, take the money until they get tired of doing it. It's the worst life you could ever have. Anytime I be seeing people, like I follow people on TikTok and stuff, and they expose sex offenders and stuff like that. It's the worst life ever, bro. You better off being an informant, like Alpo, Rayful, and all that.
That's interesting right there. You know, because typically informants, that you're not safe. That's going to be a like a hard situation to deal with once people find out you're an informant. But there's a clear distinction here. Child, child, people that sexually assault children, they are at the bottom. They at the bottom of this.
You better off being an informant. Usually, if a dude hot, everybody in the compound, if they ain't kick him out the car, if their car didn't check them, like when you're in high security institutions, you're gonna show that paperwork. But when you start getting into some mediums and lows, they not as vigilant about checking paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have a dude that's hot, he done told on his whole crew. I seen one dude told on his own mother. I saw the paperwork. It was like, I told her to stop.
Yo, Donnie, you should get up on the panel, man. Let me see. You see the link? Yeah, the link is in the chat. Let me put the link back up here, bro. Um because we didn't get no commentary from yesterday from the audience, so that's why, also we didn't have much time, but that's why I wanted to do a little rerun. Yo, but if you want to talk about that, some of your experience, like in juvie, because I can only imagine, man, juvie is another situation, because, like, yeah, like X, he did actually. If I'm correct, juvie is where, yeah, that's his first real experience started. Yeah, and he didn't want to go into it because I didn't want. It's not him. It's me. I didn't want him to go into anything right now about that. I want him to go just stay focused on this dude's case, right, and talk about that. But now that we're in the commentary part of it, if you want to comment on that yourself, or I'm gonna invite back X back later to talk about some of that some more. But yeah, since it's the commentary part of it, yeah, you can hop up if you want, bro. It's all good, And I know Cass has been to juvie myself, and I could have gone to juvie my damn self, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Um, basically, when I was younger, I was satisfied with a certain point. I always had a certain point that you know, that of what could I call it? Mischievousness, you could say. That's what I call it, right? But yeah, so I didn't necessarily have to do any uh time, you know what I'm saying? Thank God, and really, yeah, it depends on what you get caught up in. They're not really trying to send you there in DC unless a certain kind of level or something, to it. But yeah, if you want to talk about that, bro, go for it. Go for it. Let me run this back a little bit now.
For doing that, he just told on his mother on a drug case, But
Oh, he dropped out again. Hold on. He having internet issues. Please wants to speak and share. But I can promise you, it's nothing them a lot.
was all that stuff back in the 80s, 87, whatever. And when I got out, I got back in the same lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? So I spent a lot of time in prison. And just to attach that to what we're talking about, these charges and stuff, they would rather climb the White House fence than if somebody said, let me see your paperwork and you got these charges on you. But it's nothing to talk about, bro. You are going to suffer like, bro, eating
Let me.
shit out the toilet.
Okay,
Like
when did that
three
happen?
dudes shit in a toilet and then they make you eat it.
Yo, let me ask you something.
Bro,
What's the first situation in the pen where you ever saw a sexual offense?
Yeah, so X, he's saying that, on one case, particular case, a child sexual offender, what Cats did was is that they made this dude eat shit out of the toilet once they find that out. I mean, that was just one of the events that they took the person through. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So there's many things that can go on and happen. Yeah, that part. There's many things that can. I mean, we haven't. He didn't even get into describing everything, but again, it's like uh shit happens. I guess you could say. Oh my god. Oh my god. And again, this is what typically will happen, or could happen to a child sexual offender in prison, in the state, in the feds. Uh, and again, we talking about uh, today. The big popular case and story is Polite. HOK, sign NETER. people that have been associated with child sexual offenses, what could happen to them, and the fact that they make light of it often. Oh my goodness, man. I got worse. Yeah, well, shit. Hop on up, bro. Hop on up. I figure you might. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. Hop on up, man. Did you see? I put this thing in. I put it in the stream, man. There it is. If you want to share, man, you come on up, man. I mean, this is about you because you got stories, you know. But yeah, and I could also imagine, you know, juvenile is also another look at prison, you know, sadly, because you're dealing with young, you dealing with kids, man. Um, yeah, you dealing with kids, man. And yeah, so that could go either way, man. You never know what the hell is going on, man. I know cats. I've heard a lot of stories, you know, and it's not a good look. It's, you know, at all. But yeah, um, yeah, bro. So let me let this play. Let me let this play, man.
Offender enter it, whether it's jail, the penitentiary, whatever.
Okay, let me think about it. Frederick County Jail, Frederick, Maryland. The sex offender that I was mentioning, I don't know if I had got it cut off, but he
Yeah,
was
you
on
did.
the news, right? The local news that he was accused of sexually assaulting his girlfriend's child, a daughter, and that he gave her HIV, right? And they put him in S block where we was at, the felony block.
Oh, Donnie, yeah, you're gonna head to sleep. I got you, man. Do that, man. No worries. No worries. You know, I feel you, man. It's late over there in the US right about now, 12:30. You know, it's been a long week for a lot of people. Also myself, I'm just fresh in the morning over here, man, in Europe. So yeah, do that. But I appreciate the support, Donnie, and I appreciate your presence always. What's up, divinely inspired in the house? Yeah, man. I'm just going over the stream from yesterday, you know, because I had some reflections myself, but also, you know, since it wasn't a lot of time yesterday, I just wanted X to focus on these charges and what he thought. I you know, so I wanted to keep it moving, just get him on there because he didn't have a lot of time yesterday, and I only wanted him to focus on this. But there are some things he said I thought, you know, was interesting, worth going over again, and because I had some, yeah, reactionary commentary.
Right? I
Also to get your commentary, and if you want to step up, feel free, bro.
had felonies. I had 9 felonies and 4 misdemeanors. It was my first case, and they threw the blanket over his head,
Yeah, MF Dreadson in the house.
and we just beat him until he stopped moving.
This was in the jail or in the
This was at the Frederick County Adult Detention Center, 7300 Marcy's Choice Lane, Frederick, Maryland.
And again, we're talking about what happens to child sexual offenders, real life stories, and what you could typically expect in the system. And this is from my homie X, uh, and yeah, he was a DC black, a shot caller in a couple of spots. So he spent like 20 something years in, you know, of his life. A lot of it in the feds and a lot of it in different state pens around the area, outside of DC, because DC don't have no state um, penitentiaries. You know what I'm saying? We don't have one, so everybody goes to the feds if you get caught in DC. If you're from, you know, but if you get caught in certain state things and it's just state things, then you go to the state pen. But if it's a federal charge in another state, you go to the feds too. So we're just doing some reactionary. If you want to pop up, you pop on up.
To I forgot the zip code, 7300 Marcy's Choice Lane, Frederick County Adult Detention Center.
So
And
had this
he
person been convicted yet, or they
no,
just okay,
no, he was accused,
okay.
and then they put him
Hey, Andrea.
in our block. And when we sitting here watching,
Yeah, we're just doing a reactionary from yesterday about what could happen to child sexual offenders. when they go into the prison system. So you was here, yeah. So yeah, this is more commentary from my brother. Anybody want to come up and discuss some of the things they're hearing, because we didn't get to do the part where people react. So this is the reactionary part. So I'm just re-rolling it.
In the news on television, and the dude is like in our block. Oh my God, we beat him so bad. That was the first time that I beat a sex offender. Everybody in the unit. It was probably like 16 of us in the unit, right? Or 20. It was like 20 of us in the unit. It was the same day that he came in there. It was like 45 minutes after he got in the unit. He was on the telephone. He had his head down. He wasn't looking. So Bama just came from the back, threw the blanket over his head, the whole blanket off the bunk. So it was a big blanket, threw it over his head. Everybody put the Stomp Johnson on, like, till he stopped moving. I mean, the geeks, the nerds, the white supremacists, the dudes
What?
from the hood, everybody beat his ass until he
White
stopped.
supremacists and dudes from the hood.
So this sounds like a unifying thing, that goes beyond racial lines, even hate lines. I even think he said it was even a midget that got it. No, a nerd. Okay. He said even the jailhouse nerd got a piece of it. I mean, yes,
It was a white supremacist, and his name was Chuck. And he used to run the poker table and all that and all that. I mean, he wasn't disrespectful because, even though we was in Frederick County, Maryland, which is predominantly white, but they know Negro go hard, all that. He wasn't. He was just trying to get his money off the poker table. But he was a white supremacist. There wasn't no question about it. Everybody in the block participated in beating this motherfucker. Like, he was trying to run. Motherfucker just grabbed his ankle. One dude just grabbed both his ankles and wrapped him up in his arm, man. He was wrapped up in a blanket. Dudes was just like Pele, the soccer star. They were kicking him in his head just until he stopped moving.
damn.
When he stopped moving, we just pushed his body over there by the door, and everybody just went back to what they was doing. And the police came around. They was walking around. They looked and they seen a blanket with something wrapped up in it and blood. They opened the door, called the code. They drug him out there. And it's like, they really didn't say nothing. They didn't put us on lockdown. They didn't do anything.
Donnie, what you talking about? You keep talking about Smash. Smash needs to be addressed. Yeah, you made another comment. Smash got F. Yo, what's up with that? I mean, yo, brother, I agree. That's what I'm saying. These guys out here making light. When people are up here talking about it, talking about these pedophiles and these child molesters and sexual assault, and people being allowed up on these panels to just talk and talk. That's the point in saying it, man. You can't be encouraged, can't make light of this stuff. You can't, especially to young people, because do they know what's going to happen to them? First of all, if they go to prison with this, and these old men is out there making light of it. Smash 48 years old. I'm 53 years old. I mean, come on, do you have to? What kind of brain do you have to make light of this? In no shape or form is anybody supposed to make light of this. Not for the victim, but even for the person, what they're going to experience, the accused, the person that goes to jail convicted of child assault. Is there any other worse experience you would like to have in your life? And these dudes is making light of it, bro. They making light of it. They may not realize it, but fuck it. I say they have to realize it. They have to realize it, because you have to be the goddamn moron to not realize that you influencing kids to make light of it. If you make light of it, then people's going to do it. And if they do it, They might end that. They might hurt. They're gonna hurt a child, but your ass also gonna end up in prison. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I'm like, but idiots.
Everybody was just playing chess and playing cards and going to the shower and like resume normal.
Damn.
Man, I'm talking about they was kicking them.
Oh, did he say something? Did Smash say something? Yo, Donnie, come on up, man, and spit it out, man. Let me know, cause I don't listen to his channel. I don't listen to Smash Rockwell. I used to some time ago, but then when all of this shit started going on, I was like, man, I can't support nobody that's making light of this type of shit, and anybody that's not addressing it when they see that there's a problem, when they clearly are being told there's a problem. I can't fuck with you no more if you just try to pretend it away or for whatever reason you're doing it for. So if there's something new you want to add, let me know, man. These guys be on some Joker time, man. You know, Jesus, Yeah. Anybody want to hop up? We just listening to my man X. He was in the pen for 20 something years, state pen, feds. He's a shot caller in a few of the spots he was at in the feds. So he from DC, so he got a lot of experience about that. And these shot callers, they read the paperwork. They the ones that read the paperwork. So they're experts at the paperwork. And so I thought it was relevant to bring them up here just but all of us could get so I could get a felon's view of this. A person with experience get their actual view on the paperwork, because I don't want to just listen to a lawyer. I don't want to just listen to what POLIGHT say or anybody else say. I rather go, and I also don't want to just rely on what the internet says, Google and law firm. I want to hear what's from the inside view, So what's up, bro? Divinely inspired. What's up, bro? You in the house?
V man, what's yeah, what's up, brother?
Yeah, I'm
Peace to the
good, man. I'm off for 4 days. I just got off yesterday when I did this interview with X. I had just gotten off work. So I hadn't even slept yet, but because I caught him on the line, I was like, you know what? I was just talking if he would like to do it. And he was like, well, shit, let's do it now. So I was like, all right, because sometimes the time difference and things like that can stop us from catching up. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Since we did have a moment to catch up, I was like, yo, let's just do this now and see how it pops off. But yeah, man, you want to add anything to it?
I mean, I was glad that he came through, man, and I caught like half of it, and but what he was saying, I didn't catch this half about him and the whole pod, getting it in, on that pedophile, what have you. But yo, you want to play games? You're going to pay, man. I mean, if you're going to be a disgusting pervert, I guess everybody draws a line, behind bars, man. He said even the white supremacists got busy on it.
Yep. Even it was a unifying moment.
A unifying moment, man. And man, I'm wondering, did Smash say something new? I mean, he's been kind of, dumb about it, but did he say anything new that needs to be addressed or something? Or
I mean, I'm wondering the same thing, because people keep bringing up Smash's name. Like he don't like that. Don't bring up my name, but people are bringing your name up, and
yeah.
if somebody was bringing my name up, I'm going to address it in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think what they mean, unless I'm wrong, and tell me if I'm wrong. I think what they mean is he's associated with these dudes through his profession, through his YouTube channel. He supported their platforms, the same platform that has these people on it, and yet he's one of the persons that didn't want to take a stand. So once they found out stuff, once they were told things, he didn't take a stand. I think that might be what the issue is. But then again, there could be an update. So,
and he just wrench from Sonetta, which
what?
is just
What happened?
Yeah, got a wrench now.
Who got a wrench?
Smash.
Smash got a wrench from Sonetta.
I think,
But I'm gonna be
if I'm not
honest with you.
mistaken, if I,
Look, oh, go ahead. Sorry,
yeah,
you're going in and out, but I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
sorry, man. If I'm hearing it right, I think he did. I want to see for myself though. But
Yeah, and my oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
birds of a sick feather, man. Birds of a sick feather. Ugh.
You know, and you can't look, listen. I never went to prison, and I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
tell you, a lot of my homeboys, growing up and teenagers, right? You know, because of our neighborhood, because of the neighborhood we come from, you know, and because of my block, their block. I mean, I come from my block, so I'm going to tell you how it is on my block. But I used to have some of my homeboys. They would come around my way and you know, they would want to come and mix it up, get some things, do their thing, you know, link up. You know what I'm saying? And I would be like, even though I come from that neighborhood, not just from that neighborhood, from that block. You know what I'm saying? From that block, from the corner, from the corner. You see what I'm saying? I would tell people, you sure that's what you want to do? And these my homies.
Right, right.
I would say, you want to mix up with my homies? Are you sure that's what you want to do?
Mm.
That's what I used to say. And then, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. If that's not what you want to do, then that's not what you did. For me, it's either one. I could care less. You don't have to. You can, but I would tell them because, yeah, you know why? That's your choice. You know what I'm saying? And they all my homies either way. You see what I mean? But everybody got a choice. Everybody had a choice. You see what I mean? And everybody got asked. Nobody forced. But in
Right.
this situation, we're talking about child sexual assault. These are children being forced,
Yep.
period.
Yep.
You see what I mean? And that's a different side of crime, you know? So I don't know what the hell these dudes, when they link up, my brain tells me that where there's smoke, there's fire. And like you said, birds of a feather flock together. And that, you know, I could go into a lot of the details, but
Mm-hmm.
yo, if they want to burn themselves at the stake, then go right ahead. You know, I got no respect for it, man.
Yeah, but me either, man. It's disgusting, and not for nothing. You see, the best thing about this whole no light situation, and with Filthy Frankie, right? It's exposing a lot of shit, and grown people, both men and women, are caping for this behavior. They're not calling it out. They're standing firm with them over there, male
Mm-hmm.
and female.
And it's not like it's like, oops, I accidentally stood. It's like being told, this is what's going on. This is why you don't want to do it. Did you know this happened? I still stand with them. No. And then again, did something new happen? Did you know this? Blah, blah, blah. I still stand with them. This is a prolonged, concerted stance. This is Smash's stance, basically.
Well, so crazy. It's like, okay, no one, we wouldn't have all been exposed to Polite, Garfield, and the rest of them, if there were no HOK, if there were no Sonetta, Filthy Frankie not caring about the people, only caring about views and money through debates or what have you. Like I said, I was at the first one with Aline Bay versus SETI, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was packed, standing room only, packed. So I think we paid like what, $20, $25 a piece to get in there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there was hundreds of people in there, man. And he's had great turnouts from all the other debates too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he was bootlegging, right? So all he had to do is pay for the DVD and the CD-ROMs or whatever back then, or DVDs back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's been pretty much a parasite from day one.
Hey, look, I mean, and this is the ill part about it, because
Mm-hmm.
there's two groups of in my mind, there's two groups of black folk that's interested
Oh yeah.
in black talk, right? Two you know, and I
Yeah.
would say but well, two groups of black folk that's interested in black talk, African talk, that have a problem with Sonetta. Then there's other people that don't, and they're their own different types of groups, right? But I would
Mhm.
say from the two groups of people that I know that got a problem with Sonetta, it's two elements here on display. The second element has been the child pedophilia stuff, molestation stuff. That's the second element. But the
Mhm.
other group that has some questions for a while and has really never really been addressed is how did a person like this get put in position to even have those events? Like, is there a hand behind it? And the other group is like, damn, I mean, if COINTELPRO wanted to fuck up somebody, the community, I mean, the best thing you could do is to find a scumbag and put him in position.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, but I just, because I'm not into conspiracy theories
Mhm.
myself like that, but I've heard that. I know that's what people, because once you start doing shit like bootlegging Ashra Kwesi's DVD and you hold it up and say, stop calling me, that this is like that sent alarms off to me. When you put somebody's address out there like he did SETI, that put some alarms out to me. But then the shit settled down. Years and years go by, the shit settled down, right? But to
Mhm.
me, that just popped up back in my mind. Like it just make it seem like, damn, there's something real rickety strange going on here. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
This is, you know.
sure is. But you know what's so crazy is that um, is there like some unseen hand, you know, rocking his cradle or whatever? I don't know, the truth, but if you have a couple of like-minded people getting together,
Mm-hmm.
who knows what they can
That could just
accomplish?
be it
Whether
too, right? Yeah, yeah,
yep, and
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
National Black Theater is in Harlem. You start some money saying, "Listen, we'll give you, 10% or 15 or 20 or whatever it is of the gate, and this is how many people have bought tickets so far." The curator is going to be like, "Yo, bring them in, bring them in. It's all about money. Bring them in, bring them in."
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the National Black Theater it's a temple, it's a shrine, and I guess folks didn't care about it being a shrine. They don't care about it being a temple. They let all this BS be put up in there, whatever, man. I don't know, man. You have these Moors or whatever. I would have to expect the content. Like, what's going to happen? What are you going to be discussing? Like, what's happening here? Yeah, and it's like, you can go anywhere. If you have the money, you can just rent out any kind of space and say anything you want to say.
It would be interesting to hear from one of the curators
It would
on
be.
that. Now that you bring that up, that would be really interesting.
They'll never say anything. I don't think they'll ever, because it make them look bad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like why'd you have? I don't know. I don't know.
You have responsibility over what you bring into your
You
house.
sure? You sure? And I know he's initiated. If he's not there anymore, if the same guy that was running it before, he's initiated, man.
Mm-hmm.
If he's still there or
Mm-hmm.
not,
Mm-hmm.
by initiated I mean into me or Isheshe, like or Risha, Ifa Risha. But yeah, so it's
All
money,
right,
man.
let's get back on this. Let's see what it comes up. Yeah, if you got any commentary on this, with anything that pops up, let me know, bro.
Head like they was punting a football. They were, dropping elbows on it. They just beat him until he was lifeless. Like he was just lifeless, laying on the floor and shit. I was and it felt good. I was already frustrated. A lot of people was in there frustrated. But that's what happens to child molesters. You know, I done seen them have to eat shit out the toilet bowl. I done seen them like they just don't get any respect. Like their life is in danger in general population. Like
They
period.
receive all the disrespect that's been built up, all the
If
anger that's been built up in people.
if somebody know that you's a child molester in prison, your life is immediately in danger. That's the easiest way for me to put it. Your life is in danger.
Okay, but let's say, for example, let's say you go to a place like Florida.
Oh,
You
your ass definitely grass in Florida.
okay?
Florida,
Even if
Florida
you're a
prison
DC dude,
system.
even if you're a DC dude or a New York dude,
If you's a child molester, it don't matter if you from goddamn Utah. I mean, anywhere. It don't matter. You can be from DC, Baltimore, Chicago, you know, LA. You could be a Crip, a Blood, a GD, or whatever. If your ass in prison for, especially in prison, that you asked me one of the first time I saw it. That was in the county jail. That was in the county jail. He ain't even been convicted yet. They just heard and seen his picture on TV when what he was charged with. That's it. Now, if you go to prison, like you done been convicted, and you going off to a prison, whether it's in the state, any state, Florida, Texas, wherever. If your ass come into general population, right? If you don't tell them people, I want to do all my time in the hole, and then when you're in the hole, they got people that got to clean the hole. You got COs that'll pop the door and let motherfuckers come in there and crush you. If you a child molester, they be like, oh, they just write the incident report like, I thought I had locked the door to cell 7.
So basically, that's another aspect to it because, so far we've been talking about how do prisoners see child molesters and what happens to child molesters by the general population. But now we're hearing that COs might have an opinion too.
Yeah.
I think it malfunctioned or something like that. Inmate that was on the cleaning detail attacked other inmate. That's all. That's all. You don't get no respect from the inmates or the staff. It's like a death sentence. Like if you're a child molester in prison, it's really like a death sentence. It's like when are they gonna kill you? It's like you suffer so much torture and you just don't know when you're gonna die, when they're gonna kill you.
what
And those
about
are big
Florida?
facts, bro.
What do you know about Florida? Have you heard anything about Florida? You know anything about Florida?
Florida prisons are terrible. The worst prison systems in the United States are Florida, Virginia, Texas, and Louisiana and Alabama.
Damn, Donnie's from Texas.
Those are the worst prison systems. And Louisiana, like at Angola, 60% of the population is serving a life sentence, bro. You could just do anything. They not going home. They gotta pick cotton all day. They are all frustrated. Like your life is nothing. They already doing life, bro. They got life without parole.
No,
You
no.
step on somebody's shoe, you bump into somebody, you laughing and cutting up while they on the phone. Uh, anything. If anybody step to you in prison, they ready to die. But child molesters, they don't even fit in that category. That's just the respect they give the men. If you're a child molester in prison, you got to do your time in solitary confinement. And you still got to be scared because a staff member might leave the door open and let somebody slide on you. And
Mm,
that's real talk.
mm. Is your food
child
safe
molested.
in solitary confinement? Is your food safe?
No, because the inmate got delivered to you.
Divinely inspired. What you think about this? This is like, the CEOs, the staff. Like, I mean,
prison is a culture, and just because some CEO doesn't mean that they don't feel a certain way, and that they're not, institutionalized themselves, because they're in the, at least 8 hours a day, all that stuff, year in, year out. So it is what it is, man. I mean, crimes against children or what have you, this is frowned upon by the inmate population and the staff. So, damn, I even saw this one video where they were calling this one dude XP, and I don't think he didn't molest. I don't think it was molestation he was in there for. He definitely either hurt or killed his son. He was coming by accident, or whatever. They call him XP for Christmas package.
damn.
And they was whipping his ass. I think they even sexual assaulted him too.
Damn.
Damn. So any kind of crime against a child or what have you, POLIGHT is done, man. It's just, it is what it is. He's high profile. Well, not that high, but he's high enough where he's probably have to go into seg, because he's in danger, man. He's in danger.
They can just Google his name and find out he done been part of scamming thousands of people. Or hold on, allegedly, from what people say. There's accounts all over the internet about POLIGHT, scamming.
Yes. Now allegedly scamming, right?
Mm-hmm.
The relatives of one of his alleged victims is in there also. Oh, he's doubly done, man.
What'd you just say?
Not only did you do this, imagine if
one of his alleged victims is in there. That's what
or a relative. You scam my mama. You took her retirement money. Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. So you see on NETER's, a platform, and allegedly scamming people for years and years, and you're doing this nasty, dirty shit. Well, we'll find out exactly what he did, what he's going to be guilty of, right, when he pleads out, right? So, damn, they got to take his ass to Guantanamo, man, for real.
Yeah, he's
for real.
Yeah,
he's got.
Where can he go to be safe?
He is done.
He's done, man. He's done. And these guys are still putting up some charade, like, yeah, man. I don't get it, man. This, what I hate, this shows you something about our culture, though, brother. It's like we putting up, we raising up people to fail. We like, it's the whole time. It's been people cheering on POLIGHT, damn near, right, to his demise, cheering him on to his demise.
And see, that reminds me of being in New York, man. When folks are high up on the ledge about to jump, folks say jump, right? They say jump, jump, and it's just insane. So some people cheer this kind of thing on, and then also I knew he was bugged out, man. He was a scammer, man, because he was down with that Nuwapian mess, man. So when I saw him put his fez on and start teaching, whatever, like the earliest videos of him in the house of, whatever it is, House of Coons over there, it was like, yo, This dude's he's doing what his spiritual daddy taught him to do: scam through misinformation.
Yep.
You
It's
know,
a
brother.
culture. Oh
Yes,
my.
it's a culture of misinformation out there.
A school of scamming.
A school of scamming and scamming 101. That
Scamming 101.
that certain parts of our population, our community, black community, right, are highly miseducated, undereducated,
Yeah, they
and
leave.
will believe anything in a black package.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
black
Yeah.
package. This
Right.
Abo movement. You know, people got scammed out of like $200 per identification card for some from Fugazi Indian tribe, man. What? And one of them on Facebook showed it to me and called me a Pan-African lapdog, right? And he was all happy showing his card. I said, man, you just got scammed. You could have given me the money, man,
Yes.
because you ain't taking it back.
No.
And I think
No.
it came out in the news that people got locked up for scamming folks out of some kind of land they were going to get. This some kind of initiation fee for these Fugazi, this fake ID cards. What can you, like these Moorish temple ID cards? What can you do with that? Nothing. That's not a legal instrument. It's nothing.
You can't even loan a book from the library.
Can't even buy a stamp with that shit, man. You can't do nothing. So you have, you know, I'm not trying to diss anyone's religion. I'm not doing it. But what I'm saying is there are elements in the Moorish movement, the Hebrew movement, in this Abo movement that really are just nothing but scammers, man. Just straight scam. Just beware. Beware. And
Or
if you want
this could be
to go to
you.
the library, don't buy no book from Elegba Pharaoh, Legba Johnson L. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Don't
with
buy no
50
book from
different
no
names behind
scammer.
it. No, no, no,
Don't
no,
buy a book
no.
from a scammer or a pedophile. You know, it's like, what is
That's
this?
right. No tomes, bro.
All right, bro.
No,
Let's
man, because
continue.
you only you know. Yeah, okay.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought. Finish your thought.
Oh, now I was just gonna say, if you buy, you know, if you're gonna buy into that stuff, all you do is be shortchanging yourself. That's okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, and what's worse than you shortchanging yourself for years, and then the person who shortchanged you going to prison for child molestation? I mean, what's shorter than that?
Wow.
That's like that's like a downward spiral for the whole thing. That's like anything that comes in contact with me steps into a downward spiral. Woo.
Right.
All right, here we go.
The staff don't do nothing. It may bring you food from the work in the kitchen. You know, your food is gonna have piss. It's gonna have shit in it. It might. You are fucked if you go to prison and they find out you're a child molester, unless you in a federal institution. It's for sex offenders.
Okay.
Outside of that, anywhere in the country.
You hear that? Unless.
Wait a minute, they
I think your internet's going out, bro.
they have an institution
Coming
just
in
for.
and out. You broke up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Now, I didn't know they had like institutions just for child molesters, man.
And the feds. That's the feds.
Shit.
That's the feds. That's not state system.
Right. They have to ship him out then.
And from what I can tell, and from what my homie can tell, Florida does not state system. They don't have that at all. No,
Oh,
no, no,
well,
no.
no light, no more light for you.
And they say Florida is one of the Florida state prison is one of the worst in the country. Should we just Google that real quick? I don't really have a need to Google it because I mean I even think I Googled it at one time, but just for the sake of it, for
Well,
other people too. Let me
we,
see something here. Huh?
you know who did a documentary about that?
Who?
Louis Theroux. You familiar with him?
No, no.
He's
Louis
an
Theroux.
Yes, he's an English dude. And he goes around all around America, around the world actually. I think he goes investigating things, but he did go to Florida. And that prison he went to, woo! It was like 6 or 7 levels.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like gladiator school in there, man.
Mm, mm, mm,
Mm-mm.
mm, mm, mm.
Mm-mm.
That is terrible, man. I
But
mean, you know
you reap,
what? I
you
think,
reap what
yeah, you reap what you sow. I think we should let people look that up themselves because they want to look it up. I
you.
I have no reason to doubt it.
I'm not.
Uh, you broke up, bro. Yeah,
I'm
your
not.
internet seems to be choppy. Like I don't know why.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna leave and I'll come back.
Okay, yeah, do that, do that. I'll let it play for a
All right,
second while you
cool.
do that. Oh.
Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, New York, DC. If you's a child molester,
But this is a state. This is a state case. It's not a
it's
federal
in
case.
Florida, right?
It's in Florida.
It's one of the worst prison systems in the country. And
Hey,
he
bro.
black too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they super racist. The police in a gang, they already had federal indictment on Klansmen working in Florida prisons.
X.
They beat up black people, had to send them to the hospital, and then if a nurse or something say, "Yeah, why did y'all do this?" They'll beat her up too.
So,
Like,
Damn.
so
like
let's say, damn, really? God
I
damn.
seen I seen it happen in Maryland. I ain't see it in Florida, but I know guys that was in Florida Division of Corrections. Yep.
Hey, yo,
So there is a racial element to this. Also, the Florida prison systems, Florida state prison system. Damn. I mean, and he said not only did they beat up the prisoner, they beat up the nurse that helped the prisoner. I mean, yeah.
I
X.
met him in the feds.
Can you see the screen? You got a question from Donnie Williams. Donnie's a good guy too, man, out of Texas, by the way.
What's up, brother Donnie?
Can you
What's your
see that
question?
question? Can you see that question? I'll read it off to you if you can't see it. It's on the
How
screen.
do inmates get a hold of the paperwork? Oh, okay. When you go to court, they give you a paperwork. It's the law. Like, you gotta have your official charging documents. Like, I'm gonna just stick with the feds. You know, in the feds, before you get sentenced, it's up to the U.S. Department of Probation to provide what they call a pre-sentence investigation. It's called a PSI for short. They want to know what school you went to, what your household was like, how many brothers and sisters you got, uh, everything that led up to your incarceration, uh, whether you got substance abuse, whether you was abused. They like the FBI looks, they investigate you because if you went to the federal institution, it's more than likely that the FBI, the ADF, Secret Service, or one of those agencies arrested you. So they do that type of investigation. And they write it all in this thing called a PSI and they get it to the judge. They give you an opportunity to read it and say, is there anything in here that you think is not true and all that? But then the judge get that. So when they get ready to sentence you, they use the information in the PSI. So if you cooperated against somebody, or your charge is right on the front. It say United States of America versus such and such, blah blah. Your charges USC 18, whatever 848 or whatever the code is, and the charge like USC 18922G, felon in possession of a firearm. It's right on the front, right? And then they go down and detail all the information. So in 2004, they went all over the Bureau of Prisons shaking down cells because it was so many hot people in the prison. They didn't want you to have your PSI on the compound. But that's what they mean when the paperwork. They want to see what the judge, what the U.S. attorney signed, uh, what you signed, anything that you signed. And another thing they do is they check dockets. Like if a dude come on there, he's like, I don't got my PSI. Well, write your lawyer and tell him you want a copy of your docket. That means every time you went to court. And they give you a time limit. All right, you ain't got your PSI, especially after 2004. All right, well, write your lawyer. The shot caller of the car going to tell you, you from New York? All right, you need to write your lawyer and tell them you need your docket, a copy of your docket or your PSI. Now, if you don't have it by Friday, you got to get off the compound. It's just that simple. That's in them real joints, Um,
V Bennett.
Or the state prison system. Damn. And he said not only did they beat up the prisoner, they beat up the nurse that helped the prisoner. Yeah. I met him in.
Can you hear me?
I'm on mute. Yeah. I just started this because it's like the victim was Latina. Sorry about the pause, y'all. The victim was Latino, and I'm just curious about with the Latin gangs. Would they be interested in his paperwork? Could they get access to his paperwork? I mean, because if the black gang ain't going to protect you because your paperwork is filed, it just came in my mind like, what's going to happen with are there other elements at play here? Yeah, let me go ahead and play now.
So that's how we get the paperwork.
So let's
And
say,
now dudes in prison got smartphones. So it's super easy now.
damn.
We didn't have smartphones. We didn't have any type of phones. In my last case, I went in 1999. That's back when they had what they call them phones? Uh, damn. Uh, uh, Nokia.
Nokia
We,
phones, yeah. The little
yeah, that's
Nokia.
when I went in. Now you got smartphones. So it ain't hard at all to Google something, find out who somebody is. But back in the day, what we used to do is get on the phone, we'd write a letter home and just put the name down there. And then we get on the phone and say, what's up with them peoples? You know what I'm saying? And then they can, since they free, they can, use whatever resources they have to find out who that individual is. But now, shoot, they got smartphones in prison. Like,
So they're gonna find out for sure. It ain't gonna take long.
no, it ain't gonna take long.
All
It
right.
ain't gonna take long at all.
Now, X,
Mhm.
just to before we go on to the next part. Now, because myself, come on, I haven't been to prison. I only been to jail, right?
Mhm.
And I got my way out of jail. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
to get out, I'm innocent. They take their time, do what they gotta do, and I'm gone. Right now, now check this out, man.
That shit
When
was weak anyway, but go ahead.
right when you look at this, exactly,
Yeah, they was just fucking with
I have
y'all.
beaten people up and shit with petty. I have. It's always beating something up. So look at that for me. But check this out, man. When you look at these charges, now keep in mind something happened yesterday that might change all of this. That might make it look a little different. You don't know what that is. We're gonna play it after this part. I got it ready. But when you look at these charges, tell me what you see.
Dead man walking. I can't really explain it no other way, bro.
I mean, can you
If
tell me
you a
something like,
child molester in prison,
is that
your
what MOL
life
means?
is immediately in danger. I'm talking about immediately in danger, bro. You are immediately in grave danger. They don't want to hear no stories. Sometimes it'd be like dudes come in, they might be like 19, and they might have had a girlfriend that was like 17. And the
Uh-huh.
parents press charges and say, you know what I'm saying, that they sexually assaulted a minor because they was fucking, right? Now, every now and then, if it's something like that, like you 18, the girl was 16, the parents just didn't like you, they press charges on you. That's different. They kind of give a little leeway for that type of shit, right? But if you 35 and you was with a 14-year-old or anything like that, bro, your life is in danger. It's just no other way for me to explain that. Like the staff will put you out. You can't do nothing. You just can't even let nobody know. It's like, what you in here for? DUI. You better say something. You better not. You you
Okay,
not.
so if you go in there and you say, I'm in here for L and L, MOL, child 12 to 16,
They
does
would
that mean,
never ever say that out their mouth, bro.
does that MOL mean molestation? What does that
Yes,
MOL mean?
that
Okay,
means molestation over minor child,
okay.
bro. Let me tell you something.
Yo, and polite. had the nerve to be out there like, I am not taking a plea to no molestation. That's not, and it says it right there. I never heard people even say on the net when they reading the transcript that the MOL means molestation. Everybody keeps saying lascivious and lewd, but it says LOL right next. I mean MOL right next to it. What's up with that? What is up with that? Are we listening to people that don't know what these things mean in reality? Because if it says molestation, then and that's what MOL means, what's up with just calling it what it is? Lascivious and lewd, yeah, that's true. It is lascivious and lewd. But if it says molestation right there, I mean, what's up? Is there something being missed here? That's why I asked him that question, because I want to know, does MOL mean molestation? So why can't people just call it molestation of a child? Is that not a fact? You know, is that not a fact? What's up with this? Like, anyway, so yeah, here we go. Yeah, bro. Here's the link again. No worries. No worries. Boom. Let me move on with this.
And this is what God loved, the truth. Is no child molester dumb enough to pull that paperwork that I was looking at on that screen out and show it to nobody, bro. I'm trying to take, man. Oh my God, bro. I mean, it's just savage. It's just like if you think about how the slave masters were and the slave makers were, how savage they were when they, they beat the pregnant black woman up, pulled the baby out of her body and all that old savagery. That's what goes on with child molesters.
All right, bro. So
Your life is in grave danger. Like, you just don't tell nobody. They'll be like, what you in here for? I got a DWI. They would never pull out that paperwork right there that I'm looking at. You're dead, man. From that point on, you're done.
Everybody, I just want to let you know I'm talking to my homeboy, one of my sandboxes from DC. He's my he's family. He's like my blood. I'm not going to spend too much on that, but he's my blood. He's my family. I would put my life in his hands any day of the week, and vice versa, right? But
facts,
I want you to know he was a shot caller. There's no need to even say that. You could say that, but I'm just going to let you know. From the DC Blacks, been in the feds, been in the state pen, different ones.
DC, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina.
Just to recap for the people that's just getting in here, because, the time is early in the U.S., but they're going to roll in. Now,
well, I used to be a criminal. That's all. You know that. I was a drug dealer. Then I started robbing. So I'm 52 years old. I've already served 25 years of my life in prison. I still cope day to day dealing with citizens because their disrespect is something that's not tolerated in the prison. Like the way they talk to you, the way they move, or the way they act, stuff like that. You can't do that in prison. You cannot do that. You might be in your feelings out here. People be lip syncing, going back and forth. Like,
yeah. All right. So X, let's say you're from DC and you end up in a spot with with a big DC car, but you're a child molester. Does that make a difference?
Any prison, with the exception, I'm going to say this one more time for the people that didn't hear it. In 2004, the feds started putting all the sex offenders in their own prison.
The feds? not the
The
state.
federal government, not the state. The state don't do that. You know,
I think we got an update coming in about Polite.
the federal government started making sex offender prisons like Butner Low, Petersburg Medium. They turned them into sex offender joints. And all the ones with sex offender cases, they transferred them there so they can walk around. And so, you know what I'm saying? They can go to commissary without getting extorted or whatever. That's what the feds remedy to all the violence that happened to sex offenders, right? In the state, your ass out. Period. Like if it come out, if anybody find out you was a sex offender, you might well kill yourself.
Mm.
And that's real talk. You might well just kill yourself because the abuse is gonna be, you know, they say that the anticipation of death is greater than death itself.
Mm-hmm.
And when you getting just violated on a daily basis, like sometimes they play with them like a mouse, a cat play with a mouse. They don't really kill it. They just play with it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you's a broke sex offender, like you can't get no money, nobody send you no money in jail, you done. They
Mm.
might play with you for about a week. And then somebody who just got a lot of time or they facing a lot of time if they not in prison yet, but if they in prison and they got 65 years or 2 life sentences or whatever, they
Mm-hmm.
might just get up and just say, I'm going to go kill that motherfucker. And they do it. They just go kill him,
Let me stop you. Let me stop you, man.
right?
Because I just got to say this. A lot of y'all in the U.S. and y'all my family too. But listen, let's just have a little. Let's have a different etiquette for the day. This is my homie, and we're just going to do a little test because he is what he say he is, and he only came here because I asked him to come here. You know, he's my blood, right? If you got a cash out, put something in it. Let him know and let me know that you want him to continue because we're going to get firsthand information from a person that's been in the pen for 20 years. He was reading people's paperwork. He himself was reading the paperwork when you come in the prison for the
Oh,
car.
yeah, you got to show that work.
So
You got to
please
show that work.
just send him something. Let me know you're serious about this because we can do this another day. We're going to do a number 2. We're going to do a number 2. That's for sure. But it's going to be good today. But if you got, well, I ain't even going to say what it is. Let me know when you get.
He actually got a couple cash apps. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, but he coming back. You know, anybody that want to support real talk on the topic, the cash app is still in. It's in the video description.
It, Grizz. But while we do a minute before we move to the next part, you see that question Donnie put up there on the screen?
Divinely inspired. You want to hit? You got something to say?
No, I'm just listening, man. Yeah, sorry about the internet thing, man. Sorry about that, brother.
No, you good. You good.
Yeah.
It happens, bro. It happens. Even me, man. It's going on over here. All right, I'm gonna keep it rolling. I think it's an update coming in about Polite, man. There's some people that's insinuating he could be on the run,
He can be
but
on
I
the roof.
got some. Yeah, I got some information about it. I just want to wait for somebody sent me some, but I want to wait for them to come up on the panel and review it. You know.
Oh snap!
How do inmates get a hold of paperwork?
Mm-hmm.
It's easy now. They got cell phones in there. The guards bring cell phones in, you know. In the feds, having a cell phone is a 100 series shot. It's in the same category as killing, rape, taking hostages. They call it an escape tool. Now, in the state institutions, they bring them in too. But the state and the feds are 2 different things completely. But if you got a smartphone, just like we can Google anything, they can Google anything. They find out anything in cyberspace about you, right? If they identify you as a child molester, you have like 0.0001 seconds to run to the fucking police and tell them that you need to go to the hole. You need to be protected. I don't feel safe.
And what
Because
we're
if,
looking at right here is on the net.
bro,
That's the
whoever
insane.
that dude is, that case right there, even if he get found not guilty, just going to certain county jails in Miami, Dade, with a pound at, bro, bro, there's no safe space for you, bro. They gonna punish you. All child molesters get punished. Even straight rats might not get punished like that. Like you told on your whole crew. Like you got caught riding around the car, you got to jump in the car, you doing some wild shit. You get pulled over. They like, help us help you, whatever, woo woo woo. Tell us something, give us somebody. You tell on your whole damn crew. You go to jail. Use a hot, or use a rat. You might survive, depending on where you at. But if you a child molester, oh God, it's open season. Like it's like oh, some dudes that be in there, they they literally get. You got a lot of dudes in prison that's sadomasochistic. So it's like they get sexually excited from hurting people. So a child molester is like a gift. And sometimes the CEOs, they do it on purpose. They put you somewhere, you know, and motherfuckers just, man, the brutality, bro. It's really like anything that you can imagine in your mind that makes somebody suffer. That's what they do if they don't just want to kill you. They'll make you suffer like that for a week. You ain't got no money. A week is all you got. But if you one of them child molesters that got money, or some people care about you, they're gonna send you money and whatnot. They just gonna keep beating your ass. You ain't gonna eat nothing. Fried chicken day. Soon as that tray hit your hand, somebody coming to take that. Like you know
X.
you bruh.
Let me ask you something, because this is about this Cash App thing, and I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to say this. I know you. You my homie. So we don't ever. What we say is what we do. It's just like that, right? So
Yeah, sorry about that. I was on mute. Check this out. I stopped it right there because it was the cash out part. I just wanted to say, my man X, he only came because I asked him. He's not an internet dude, but he's a stand up man. He's one of the dudes that when he came out the pen, everybody in the network uh, folk pointed at his company. You know, he started his own company. He's doing renovation on homes, doing plumbing, doing HVAC work, and so he got a company. He's doing. It's pretty successful now. But everybody that know him from our side of town in our city, we pointed at him. So he's a stand-up man. He only came on because I asked him to look at this for me. But if you want to show him some love and encourage him to kind of come back and to chime in from time to time, showing him a cash app is the love. It's up on the screen. That would encourage him. But yo, Shaka, what's up, bro? uh what's up with this update?
Peace, Shaka, peace.
Peace, brother Divinely Inspired. Peace, brother V. Bennett. Hope you're doing well, brothers.
Peace. Yeah,
Peace.
we're doing good, brothers, thank God.
You as well.
Yeah, I'm chilling, same old thing. Oh, my brothers, there's something that, I don't take it for face value, and maybe it should be taken with a grain of salt. At this point, it's an allegation. But I've put in my community timeline a comment. I don't know if you can put it on the screen, brother V. Bennett.
Can you share it, or you want me to share
Uh,
it?
yeah, if you can, please, because I'm on my phone right now.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I can read along because I did the screen capture and then I put it on my timeline, and it's quite interesting. And I think it's possible, but we have to be careful, with the stuff that's being said. Okay, all right. So, well, actually, I can see it's large enough, so I can read directly. Oh, what happened?
Is it
Okay,
too
yeah, there
big
it is.
or what?
No, it's great. It's great. It's great. So, as you can see, brothers and sisters, this is the video of the live stream of the trial. So many of you were in attendance. Now, this is a comment left, as you can see, like it's an hour ago. It may be 2 hours now. I took it a while back, but that's recent. That comment is very recent, and that user right there wrote the Florida chapter of the Sikari Hebrew Israelite camp was inside the courtroom. They are saying that POLIGHT was a no-show. Now, Sikari, that's Guerrilla Hebrew's crew. And Guerrilla Hebrew is a Hebrew Israelite who said that the predators should be called out. And he used another term, but he made it clear that, they should be called out. They should not be, should not be swept under the rug and all that. You know what I'm saying? So he's the one who talked about a situation of a guy who claimed that he was sleepwalking when he molested the child. You know what I'm saying? So for those who remember, it's actually the live stream where Pseudo Smash came on complaining and saying all of Saneta's talking point, talking about some pedophilia and shit, all kind of stupid shit, looking all uncomfortable. Well, anyway, so they're saying that POLIGHT was a no-show. One of the lawyers approached a member of that camp asking if they were family members. The lawyer also asked about POLIGHT's whereabouts. Apparently, this is why the sidebar took place. Now, someone was on Zoom shortly thereafter using Michael Nowak's name. Well, for the record, Michael Nowak's username, whether it was really him or not, because you can change the name that appear on the screen, it was there very early on. I noticed it very early on, and I think I and maybe others pointed out that he was supposed to be there in person. Some people thought that he will come after. Perhaps that was POLIGHT. Guerrilla Hebrew was on Star's channel. The Star report saying that POLIGHT may be on the run. I'm not sure if he said POLIGHT may be on the run, but maybe he put the title like that. For the record, in my timeline, do you mind just going down my timeline, brother V. Bennett? If you just go back once. Yeah, and just go down, please. And yes, that's that link there, the New York Times.
This one.
Yes, please. It may open in a new window. I'm not sure. Let's see. Have you clicked it?
Is it this one?
Yeah, the Troy Toll Run, aka Star. Right
Oh,
there.
I
Yeah.
clicked it. DJ
Okay.
arrested
Yeah.
over
So
threat of rival gang. Is
please
that
share
it?
the other page. It looks like it has opened in a new window. Or if you want, you can copy that link and then paste it in the navigation bar. So it's up to you.
Let me see here. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it opened up in another screen. Let
Yeah.
me see. Yeah, is it this one? Is it DJ? This one right here?
Yeah, DJ. Yes, it starts with DJ. There it is. So, but you can see this is a New York time. Now, hold on.
Oh, they want me to pay, man.
Oh,
Let
me,
me.
I was able to see it without paying.
Maybe you can share it. Oh no, you say you're on your phone. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
on my phone too.
Um.
I think you get like one article, I think, and then they make you. That's the New York Times.
Yeah,
Yes, New York Times. They
Okay.
let you read it once, and then okay. Well, you know what? Hold
but
on.
you know what? I can
I'm gonna
Google it,
hop
man.
on a computer.
I can Google it.
I'm gonna hop on a computer, and then it may come up somewhere else. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. Hold on. It'll take me a few minutes.
Hmm. But you know what? If he
Yeah.
did, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said this from the beginning. Like, if I was him, like, what's up with running? Because this is not like you don't want to go to jail with this. With this, you
Well, if he
don't.
runs, yeah, when they catch up with him, he's
Ooh,
gonna get the
you're gonna go to
craziest
jail
time
anyway.
ever. Oh yeah,
But
he's gonna get the craziest time.
but look, but if you, yeah, that's true. If you run, but I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It depends on the judge, right? But I mean, if you
Nah.
run,
Hey,
that take away the plea, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's different.
exactly.
It's true, but maybe he went to a doctor and he went there
Maybe they
looking
say
all sick, acting all
psychological
sick.
cases.
Yeah,
Yeah,
psychological. He
yeah.
cannot take it, or physically he's down. So he has a doctor's note, so that would be like a extenuating circumstance. Like basically that would be an exception.
Maybe the attorney
Um,
says, "But judge, wouldn't you run if you had this on your jacket?"
but the fact that the lawyer, because first they said some lawyers were asking, and then he said the lawyer singular form. So apparently he was talking about Michael Nowak or Polite's lawyer. Um, Damn, I can't even copy the title. Um,
Yeah. Just Google it. That's what
yeah.
Andrea's saying. Yeah. Let me see.
Oh,
Uh,
Andrea's in the chat. Okay, how you doing, Sis Andrea? No.
Star Torrent. Oh no,
Oh, okay. Okay, it's okay. I found.
you found it.
I
Okay.
found. Yeah. Um, it's funny because it's a New York Times as well. Look, what I'm gonna do is send it to you on the email and tell me if it works this time.
Okay.
I guess they have one quick article. And if it doesn't work, then I'll share my screen.
All right. In the email. All right. You can't see my email, can you? Right now.
No, you didn't. You're not sharing your screen, so we don't see.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So now I'm gonna open it up and see if it works. I should just change my daggone VPN, man.
No, it's not the VPN. It's just like
Look,
like.
it's doing the same thing, bro.
Oh,
Let me.
okay. Well, let me share my screen. I'm gonna hop on.
I didn't put my VPN on, so that's
Yeah,
what.
no, I don't have any VPN, but it's okay. I'm gonna hop on and then share my screen. So the StreamYard is there.
You're welcome to come up, Andrea, if you're not too tired. I know it's late in the US too.
Or early rather.
Or is it early? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's top of the morning, 1 a.m. Okay, I'll let you in.
So share screen. Share
Should I mute
screen.
you on the other one or what? Yeah. I can hear you now, Shaka. Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. All right, so there it is. That's the page. So you can see some new. Oh, you know what? Do you mind if hold on? I'm gonna put it in in the private chat. Can you please share it in the chat for everybody so they can see? It's definitely the New York Times.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make it larger. Now the title is DJ is arrested over his threat to rival's child. It's written by Al Baker, May 13, 2006. So that's many years ago. And that's what, 17 years ago or something?
Mm-hmm.
So detectives yesterday arrested a popular disc jockey with one of the city's leading hip-hop stations for making on-air threats to track down and sexually abuse the 4-year-old daughter of a rival. This disc jockey, Troy Torrain of WWPR-FM, who goes by the name DJ Star on the air, was called to police headquarters in Lower Manhattan yesterday to surrender his target pistol license and his 9mm handgun, the police said. When Mr. Torrain, 42, showed up at about 1 p.m., he was met by detectives from the Hate Crimes Unit and was charged with endangering the welfare of a child, a misdemeanor. That's what the New York Times says. A misdemeanor, the police and the Manhattan District Attorney's Office said. Mr. Torrain's comments from the station, known as Power 105, over several days in early May put the girl in danger, the police said. Mr. Torrain was fired on Wednesday, a week after his rant against his rival, DJ Envy of WQHT-FM, known as Hot 97. His termination came after criticism from some city council members who pushed for his prosecution and called for an investigation by the Federal Communications Commission. In a May 3rd broadcast, Mr. Torrain mentioned DJ Envy's wife and 2 children and threatened to fine and sexually abuse his daughter.
What?
I'll come for your kids, Mr. Torrain said that day, adding that he will pay $500 to anyone who told him where the girl attended school. Mr. Torrain, who is black, also used racial and sexual epithets about DJ Envy's wife, Gia Casey, 27, who is part Asian. In an interview before his arrest yesterday, Mr. Torrain sounded more contrite. I apologize, he said. I'm a rational man, 42 years of age. What rational man would say something with the intent to do harm to a child? Now, not long ago, there was a mention of, what's the name again? The guy who used to be a Crip, Charleston White.
Yes.
He said some things like he kind of threatened. Well, kind of. I did not hear the audio, but it was reported many places that he threatened to sexually abuse 1 or 2 children of the rapper Matt Hofer. I think you brothers heard about that, right?
I heard something about that too.
Yeah. And that wasn't long ago. So obviously that shocked many people. And also there's an audio, or actually a video, when he's in the car live streaming and he's talking to somebody. And I'm not sure if he realized that he was still on live, but he's basically saying that he basically raped the girl, you know. And I played that a while back, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is a Star here back in the days. He was a bit larger, now he's a bit thinner, he lost a bit of weight. Troy Torrain, known as DJ Star, outside the First Precinct headquarters in Tribe CA. I don't know how you pronounce that. On Friday. Go ahead.
No, it's pronounced Tribeca. I remember this.
Tribeca. Okay. You remember? Yeah. Okay. So Tribeca. Hiroko Masuki for the news. Oh, that's the name of the person who took the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, theft talk and crimes from misdemeanors to murders. Hold on. Okay, here they're talking about the world of hip hop and some other situation. I don't think they're gonna go back to that situation about Troy, but here it says, Mr. Torrain, who worked on a who worked at Hot 97 until he was lured away by Paul 105, had a running, I'm sorry, on-air feud with DJ Envy, whose real name is Rashawn Casey. While calling Mr. Torrent's on-air remarks in that feud vile and despicable and saying he deserved to lose his job, Ronald Kilby, a civil rights attorney, said they did not cross the line into criminal conduct. There are profound First Amendment issues as to whether he uttered an actionable threat, said Mr. Kilby. Now, hold on, is that who is he, that guy? Oh, he's a civil rights attorney. Okay. He said he did not see issues of race at play, but issues of radio broadcasting and broadcasting. He added, sorry, these kinds of things are said on the street between people in argument. No. These kind of things are not said in the street. I'm sorry. Nobody in the street have an argument and say, you know what, I'm going to be looking for your daughter. It's on now. No. But once it is broadcast, it attracts mention and significance that a private argument doesn't. Benjamin Brafman, a lawyer for Mr. Torrent, agreed that he did not believe there was a racial element to the charge against his client, but he declined to comment on whether Mr. Torrent was being prosecuted for saying something similar to what other DJs have said. I haven't heard other DJs making comments like, I'm looking for your daughter, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this and that. No, and maybe I will try to look for the audio, but I think the radio use a bit of money to make sure plus they own the copyright to the audio, so probably they had it removed. But he probably went really all the way, because in this article they specifically said, mais Ruth, je suis occupé là, ferme la porte, je t'ai dit, ferme la porte. So it specifically says that he threatened to sexually abuse the daughter. Mr. Brafman said a competition for listeners was the root of it.
But you know what,
yeah,
it's still your choice what you say. It's you saying it. You always have the right to say, hey, I'm not going to tell anybody I'm coming after their kid. It's your right to not have a big mouth. You know what I'm saying?
It's more than a big mouth. I mean, usually people say, I see you, I slap the S out of you. You know what I'm saying? They don't say I'm gonna go at your daughter.
Yeah. And
go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't take the position that well, some other guy said it, so I can too on the radio. It's like that's not an excuse, man. Because you got to represent who you are.
Yeah. And here it says Troy Torrent. So maybe if people have access to his website, one can look at people. Maybe the case was dismissed, or maybe he has that on his docket. But it says here that he was arrested. DJ Star was arrested for threatening to sexually abuse a 4-year-old daughter of a rival. Police said that's what the police said, according to this article. See. So Mr. Brafman repeatedly stressed that his client has apologized, and the owners of Part 105 issued an apology of their own to anyone offended by their former employee's tirade. Last evening, as Mr. Torrent walked out of the precinct house on Erickson Place, he paused, leaned back, and grinned. He grinned for television's camera, saying, "You're looking at the new Lenny Bruce." So, that's the way he took it. In an interview before he went to police headquarters, Mr. Torrent mused about a new philosophy of his, which he called objective hate. All right. Well, I guess I didn't go far. He also said that life is beautiful and that he was shopping for a book deal. It reminds me of POLIGHT, what is it? Rose Wars Diary. He's on trial for sexual abuse, sexual battery, lewd and lascivious acts, contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
What year
but
is
he's
this?
in here.
What year is this?
2006, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, okay, May 13, 2006.
So this is old news, basically.
Yeah, this is 17 years ago.
Not to borrow any talking points from.
Yeah, I know.
But it's still relevant. But I thought that it's still. Hey, look, this is still relevant because this is about this. What we're talking about, this idea that it's somehow normal to say, threaten, mention, or do sexual assault to someone's child. Period. That's just in no way acceptable. That it should be very clear that you can't even be accepted in the room when you're making jokes like that about people. Even if
That,
it's maybe it's not a joke.
yeah, that's
Maybe
even.
you mean it.
Yeah, man.
Well, he got arrested this time because okay, let's say you well, it's really bad taste to say the least if you want to call that a joke. Now
Right.
he not only, according to this article, threatened to sexually abuse the child. So I wonder which word he used, but he asked for the whereabouts, like where she goes to school. So if it's a joke, you don't go that far because you're on a radio that has a large audience. Some people could give the information.
Yes.
And then if
And
he wasn't arrested,
somebody could actually go out and do it and then go back to him and brag on his radio show. Guess what, Star?
or
Guess
bring the
what I
girl. I mean,
did?
some crazy people out there, but now he said that life is beautiful and that he was shopping for a book deal. Like, yes, you
And
apologize,
I
but when you be like, oh yeah, I'm chilling, I'm looking for a book deal, like it doesn't show remorse.
yeah, it's making light exactly.
Yeah,
No remorse, man. That's
But,
not a
but,
good look at
but
all.
this,
that's not a good look at all.
it's
So yeah, go ahead, brother Divine Inspire. Yes.
it's ego because this is what they were doing every day on Hot 97, man. Every day, him and his half brother Buck Wild, man. They would mostly it's him though. But we're just saying the most craziest bugged out stuff to people. I remember like when Aaliyah died, he
Mhm.
played like an excerpt of a plane going
Oh,
down.
I didn't know it was him because I know Dem Dash beat him up.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I don't know what happened as a result, but I remember like he just played it and played it over and playing over and
Well,
over.
no, I mean, I'm sorry, I apologize, but it was not Alia's voice, but the plane had crashed, she had died, and he played the sound of a woman screaming and probably the sound of a plane and all that,
Down,
and
right?
and yeah, and Damon Dash first asked for the guy to be fired. I think they didn't fire the person. I'm not sure if he was that person. I can look it up. And then from what I read in a newspaper when I was living in England. Them and Dash, paid a visit, waited outside with some people, and put hands on the dude. But go ahead, brother Divinely Inspired.
Hey, and then the Dashes are heavy. That's all I got to say. From the Bronx. So, but the thing is that nah, his ego, and plus I think he was doing like coke at this time also. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was him, brother. It was him. I didn't see back then. I did not know Star. You see, I was living in England. You know what I'm saying? But there's this article, Tap Talk, where it's a group, but it says a star from Hot 97 Radio made fun of Aaliyah plane crash.
Mm, that's
right.
Damn, I
terrible.
didn't even know it was him. My goodness.
How
So
was
this is that kind of like programming that is like where making vulgarities and being on the edge, putting people's life at risk, making fun of death and things like that, just to the extreme. Like, I mean, you know,
they
And
even
it's
here,
put they
yeah,
had a
go ahead,
music.
brother. Go ahead, Divinely Inspired.
Yeah, they even had a music album out. You know, and one track that I remember was just horrible. And you guys can Google if you want, but I'm talking about horrible towards women. You know,
mm,
and it was like he was so popular. I mean, massively popular. But I guess his most of his demographic were like males.
mm.
And it was just to the point like when that Aaliyah, he did that Aaliyah thing. That was it for me, man. You know, you don't do that. You don't mock the dead, man. You don't do that. She didn't
And
act.
this is freedom of speech, what they argue technically
Yeah.
with the radio stations and with um, censoring, right?
Yep.
Censorship. This is the entertainment or the radio. Uh, the radio is that's entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Radios goes under entertainment.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, that's their look at freedom of speech. Yeah, and they have this issue with the line. Where's the line, right? And so with hip hop, they had the same conversation. Where's the line? And freedom of speech was the window out. I mean, you could say this, but it doesn't mean I mean it. I'm being, it's art.
Mm.
You can't censor it. Although it might be bad for you and you think it's distasteful, for another person may have a complete different look, may gain some other insight and relevant value out of it that's not harmful, right? I
Right.
mean, I don't know, man.
Saying he's the new Lenny Bruce. So that within itself is saying, like, he's there to shock, he's there to do this. But but he went way above the line by saying what he said about Envy's daughter. Man. That's
Hmm.
insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um. Yeah.
egos, those egos, man. Look at Polite. Polite's head is humongous. His ego must be humongous. He's like a narcissist also. He's probably a megalomaniac too. So
Mm.
no, man, if you feel that, you can write all these, like his spiritual father, like York, you know.
But Shaka, what did you
Yeah.
make out of this? What did you make out
Well,
of this?
well,
Out of this, Shaka, out of this thing right here? What did y'all make out of this? Is there
well,
anything credible to it? I mean,
well. Like I was saying, I don't take it for face value, and maybe it should be taken with a grain of salt. Maybe other people will talk about it, but we have noted that he was supposed to be there in person, and he was not there in person. And the sidebar, obviously, some things they didn't want us to know. We were really thinking about the deal. Maybe the lawyer, agreed to the deal, and maybe that's the reason why it was the judge said reset for a plea, because I'm not a lawyer nor a legal advisor, but I think the person needs to sign if he takes a plea, and he
mhm.
was not there to sign. His lawyer is not sufficient. It's not enough for the plea to go through. So it's
but check this
possible,
out.
I don't know if it's true
But
that, yeah, go ahead, go
yeah,
ahead.
I don't know if it's true either. But the judge said the lawyer is responsible for taking the passport, right, from Polite. So if he's not there, how's the lawyer going to do that?
But right, but
Look,
if you, I'm sorry,
mhm.
if you miss
No,
a
go ahead, go ahead.
case, if you miss your case, your trial date, and you set the plea or what have you, they'll come looking for you. It would have been on the news already if he ran. You see what I'm saying? I don't think they would keep that quiet because they would put an APB out on him. He'd probably, they'd be looking for him right now.
Right.
I don't think they'd be looking in secret. So,
So was he sick? What's the excuse? Don't you have to give an excuse? Doesn't your lawyer have to go on record, um, it, and say why the client isn't here if the client is expected to be there?
well, maybe he did go on when he did the sidebar. He probably said, "What's up?"
Right.
Because
Okay.
he might have been in the building, but they might have been concerned about, maybe threats. Could you imagine? You can imagine how many threats he's gotten already. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
but I'm sorry, he may have been in the building, but this is a court, so I don't think he will be worried about threats. But if you don't mind, brothers, before we continue with Polite,
Mhm.
there's I would like to share my screen. There's, oh dang, I messed up. Uh,
Yeah, you
I have
hopped
to go.
off.
I have to. Yeah, I have to go back in. There's a transcript of what Star said about DJ Envy's daughter. It's a video on YouTube. So I would like to just see what he said. You know what I'm saying? We cannot hear it, but we can see a transcript.
Mhm.
So I'm about to hop in, and okay, this that's it. I'm backstage right now. So first I'm gonna share the link so we can share it in the chat if you want, Brother Bennett. I put that in the private chat. And now let me share my screen, present, share screen, and there it is. All right, so as you can see, it was published 4 years ago by Low Culture Investment TV, and the title is Star, aka Troy. I'm sorry, Star, aka Troy Torrain, transcript of what he said about Envy, daughter, and wife. So let's hear it.
Did I add to the stream? Yeah, there we go.
Now, maybe the person is not reading along. So now the person is going up. No, hold on. 1 second.
Oh, this is horrible, man.
Okay.
This is
I'm sorry.
horrible.
So, and this is a partial transcript.
I'm
You
sorry,
see?
man.
Yeah.
Anybody, I don't understand it, but I just think, man, I don't know how old was Star's older than me. How old was Star when this happened?
He was 42, according to the article. He was 42.
Yeah,
42.
he's about
Okay.
60.
Yeah, that's not an excuse now.
Nope.
That's not an excuse, but he's 42. So this happened in 2006.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I mean,
So, I'm sorry, I had to put myself. I mean, baby girl was, giving me trouble. So
maybe this is how they get down in New York like this. Maybe this is their culture. Maybe this is normal and acceptable to.
Normal accepted in New York, bro.
But the thing is that
finally spot. Say that again.
It's not normal and accepted in New York, man. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And check this out. I want people to remember. Now, when I share that stuff in my community timeline, I put the title, Star arrested for threatening a 4-year-old girl, something to that effect. And then I asked a question: is this why he is cool with SNETER?
Oh, damn.
Now, also he spoke.
Question, though,
yeah, it's just a question. It's just a question.
We have a saying: when you want someone to have power, you point at them. And unless you're saying something negative about them. And Star didn't say nothing negative about SNETER, but he pointed at him.
And yeah, he just revealed that. That's what I was going to get at. He talked about Garfield Reed, when Garfield Reed, had the situation with SNETER, he revealed that he was about to put Garfield Reed in legal trouble because he scammed some people that he knew. And as you have seen, I've shared that in my probably in my timeline. Yes, like a couple of days after, Star, who revealed to the world that he almost sent Garfield Reed to jail, he sent a link to Garfield Reed page. So it's an advert. Garfield Reed obviously paid for that. And not long ago, Star was online because he covered the POLIGHT situation. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I scrolled through. And at one point he said, oh, if somebody can tell me about it, if Brother Garfield or SNETER, and he gave somebody else's name that I don't remember. He gave like 2-3 names, maybe 4 names. So all of a sudden, he's cool now with Garfield now. You know what I'm saying? Well, in the first place, he said that SNETER begged him not to press charges or, sue or whatever, do what he had to do, but then first thing is that he accepted, the money to send an ad. I'm sure he didn't do the ad for free, and then he's like, yeah, if Brother Garfield want to come on to tell me, you know what I'm saying? So that's just for the record, So here, let's see. Okay, so we're going to read that anyway. Here they're talking about what it is. Taped copies of this remark were made available. Hold on. Oh, yeah, that's a video because, available, I guess it was a link there. The way it is, it looks like it. Okay,
or maybe audio. It's audio, right?
Yes, taped copies, yeah. No, but I don't know what article is going through right now. But maybe, later on I can try to, type that and see. So why is it not? Okay, there it is. A partial transcript of Star's on-air comments. Star, somebody holler at me and tell me about his whore wife and his kid. And he gives a phone number, 8666-788270. Somebody get at me about his whore wife and his kid. This little ugly ass kid. I hear, where does this kid go to school? I got $500 for that information. Somebody email me or give me a call. Just tell me where his kid goes to school. Let's see who's really girly. On the microphone. $500 in my pocket right now. I need to know the school. This FASS Ninja.
Somebody
DJ's kid goes to school. Star. I've got information on DJ Benji, aka what's his name again? Envy. I got information on his gook, his baby's mother. Buckwire, a gook star. So I don't know if this is a caller at this point, but star.
Yo,
Hemp
man,
University. Huh?
that's a hate reference. That's goop. That's hate speech. That's about
Yeah.
an Asian. That's what they call. What was it? No,
Vietnamese,
Asians?
Vietnamese,
but
right?
Asian.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
it's the first time I hear that, you know. See, that's the trouble. Like, if you're not familiar with certain slang,
But
you,
look,
you can hear it and,
this is the irony, man. This is the irony. Out of all that you read, none of that's considered hate. But it was I mean, which one of these things did they call hate speech?
he had
That's
a machine. He had a machine behind him. He had a big radio station, so big lawyers, you know what I'm
read
saying?
this. This is
Yeah.
he got F word, N
Oh,
word,
back then the F word, it wasn't a problem. I mean, when I say it wasn't a problem, like, it's not like now,
and then it has the G word right at the
Yeah.
bottom. And it's
Yeah.
probably the G word. I don't know, man. What do you think? Because we know it ain't the N word. Black people are
The
allowed to
N word,
say
they don't care. They
it
don't
ain't
care about the N word.
right. And he's half black,
Yeah, he
basically,
is.
right?
He
As he
is.
says it, that's what he calls himself. And
He is
and
half
so
black.
it's nothing there either. But is he
He's half
gay?
Italian.
Is he gay though? I mean,
I
is
don't
he
know. I
gay?
don't know. I
Oh,
don't know. He has no kids. He said I'm not putting no kid in this world.
Because that
I
would be
heard him say that.
considered hate speech today. The F
Yeah,
word.
but
F word.
maybe
Gay
maybe
would
he
be
has a reason to say no. I'm that's not hate speech because blah blah blah. Who knows?
right. Okay.
But
But
he
right. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hemp University, cats used to run trains on her. Green
Whoa,
BMW.
no, man.
I get to all this in a few minutes. It was like we said today, going in.
gonna read
Star.
schools.
Oh, and I got the information. The school kid, the school his kid goes to. Sorry, let me repeat that. Oh, and I got the information. The school his kid goes to. Woman's voice. Really? Star. Yeah, I'm saving that one. That's the one I'm gonna put out if I have to. If I have to. Oh yes, I'll come for your kids. I will come for your kids.
Now check this
I
out.
fa- yes,
Check
brother.
this out. This is not would Malcolm X say something like this?
No,
hell no.
no.
I mean, which one of the elders, you know,
Yeah.
that
But,
did work
but he's
for the black communities, human and civil rights, would say this over the radio,
but
over the TV.
he'll be the first to tell you he's not a role model. He is nothing to be followed, man.
Okay, so he don't really respect.
No.
You can't say he respects Malcolm X or respect Khalid or any of them. It's just that he likes them in some way, but not respect really. Because respect doesn't that mean you kind of follow some of what they do,
Yeah,
or is
but
it just,
the humanity in
or is it just I respect Martin Luther King, but you know what? F him and
but
everything he stood for. I mean, is it that?
then he's a hypocrite, right? At least, in the least, then he's a hypocrite.
Hmm.
And people try to call him brother, right? He's like, I'm not your brother.
Right. Yeah. It's just this radio garbage, man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not your brother. I'm not your brother either, man. I ain't your brother, Star.
You know,
I ain't your brother.
he's half black, half Italian. I wonder when Italians tell him brother in English or in Italian, if he says, "Oh no, I'm not your brother," I wonder if he says that.
But who called
So,
him recently, right? Who called him brother recently? He didn't say nothing, right?
NETER.
You better believe it.
Who? What he ain't say nothing about? What?
He didn't say that to NETER. Even NETER said, "I know you don't like people calling you brother, but I call you my brother." He didn't say anything.
Oh, that's true. You're right. I heard that. He didn't say, "Don't call me your brother."
Your brother.
Yep, that's true.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the connection is between the two of them.
Are you sure?
So,
Because it seems like you insinuating this is the connection.
It's
Insinuating. You get it?
yeah, I got
Insinuate. I think it's a connection. Yo,
No, I didn't say I think it's connection. I said I don't know what the connection is between the two. Because
yeah,
the Star's gonna put up some money and try to, try to sue
yeah.
me or flag my channel for hate
Yo, you
speech
didn't
or
even.
whatever.
Yo,
that,
but that's
yeah.
funny because you didn't even insinuate. You said you don't know if it's a connection, but Sonetta, after he said insinuate, you know what? I think she's a call girl. he just he just put out what he thinks after he says the word insinuate.
But now that you mentioned that, brother V Bennett, he said that the girl didn't look happy. That she looked like she was a call girl. Now Queen's Throne on Queen's Throne TV, she played that Peter Lee, Jason Lee Peterson interview of Polite with his two wife, Amunet and Riot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Riot, when she says, I was young, she's talking about when she met Polite and Polite offered for her to be a wife. And the host says, how old were you? She said, oh, I was like 17. And she says, 17, 16. Now, Polite look a little bit, like, oh, like maybe he would have preferred that she didn't say that. But all through the interview, Amunet didn't look happy. And that was early stage. Early stage. Raed was wife number 2, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, Amunet had to, act like she's down with it. But she really didn't look happy. I don't think Sanada is going to say, oh, maybe she looks like a call girl. But let's take it
Exactly.
up a notch.
Exactly. That's true.
Napashada. We don't know if she was working. We don't know what her occupation is. We don't know what she does for a living. But we know that she has plenty of pictures and videos of her twerking in lingerie. And other people have stated, even on my channel, that they've seen her doing more than dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did Sanetta say, well, Napa looks like she's not happy in her life. Maybe she's a call girl. It's a bit strange. Well, on the one hand, you have a girl that's sitting and talking. Well, she didn't really talk like that, but she's there. She doesn't look happy. And a girl who's known all over the internet for shaking that thing, for being topless, for dancing in injury, and apparently from the little excerpt that have been how do you say, blurred, even naked, without any panties on, without any bras on, what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's strange that Sa did not bring up the possibility, or did not insinuate that maybe that person who's been shaking her behind and sending it to all these guys online, that she has something to do with being a call girl. I think it's kind of a double standard, to say the least. But
Mm-hmm.
just 1 second, before I read the rest of the article.
Yeah.
Just
Take your time,
gonna
bro.
say,
No
yeah,
worries.
yeah.
You good. You good. Divine, you want to say anything, brother, about the follow up on what Shaka was saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, shit, man, this is deep, man. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. But yeah, I did watch that on Queen's Throne, though. I watched that interview with Jesse Lee Peterson, and yeah, I mean, she said 16, 17, man.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, B, you can't.
He's
And
30
no,
something. He was 30 something years old then, right? Or
yeah,
30,
it's
right?
no
So
legal
he's
marriage or nothing, man. It's
half
bigamy.
his age, over half his age, right?
Yeah, exactly. And not Aminet. What's it? Not right. Aminet is his legal wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
No. I don't think they are legally married, because when he asked about being married, the host Jason Lee Peterson asked about that, and Polite replied, well, of course, right here, I'm paraphrasing, but right here, polygamy is forbidden, but I have contracts with my wives. He didn't say I'm legally married to my first wife or to my first lady, and then the other ones have contracts. Besides, there is a docket that I was sent. The case was dismissed, but it was Polite, Michael Noah, and another girl, the government name, and not that it's a great reference, but Tahaka Bay said live on air the government name of Amunet, and that government name appears in the docket. So the other government name, a lady I'm only going to say the first name, Jessica. Maybe is right, but somebody filed a complaint against them, but the case ultimately, after so many trials and tribulation, ended up being dismissed. So
So
he
it was an
also
actual case. It made it that far. It was an actual
it
court
was
case.
a case, yeah. For there's a mention of what was it again? Oh, I forgot. It's like not fraud, but something to that effect. Like basically, when you default somebody, when you do somebody wrong, one of these terms. You know what I'm saying? Um, I mean, it was on. It was it justice. Is it justicia.
You still got
But
the link?
anyway, um, well, I'm not sure if it was a link that I was sent. Actually, let me have a look. Let me see if it was a link, if it was a screen capture. Let me have a look right now. So I'm going up. Oh yeah, I have the link. Yeah. So here, I'm gonna send it there. So it's if it's justicia, it's a matter of public record, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So here, I'm gonna send it to you on the email.
Oh,
So
email.
I'm gonna
Okay.
put docket, and then I
You can
put the
put it in the
link.
private chat if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. It's on your computer. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. It was on. It was sent to me on the WhatsApp, but I've just send it to you to your email. And furthermore, the daughter bears the mother's family name. So the fact that he said he has contracts with his wife, the fact that Amune doesn't bear his family name, his daughter doesn't bear his family name, all of these are indication that most likely they are not legally married. They are not married civilly. But they have been together, according to what he said, since they were 12 and 13. So one was 13, the other one was 12. That's his day one chick, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me see here. Okay, I got it. 2 seconds. Let me see something here just to verify this. Because let me see here. Present. I'm gonna take this off for a second. Is that all right, Shy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's better to do it this way. Yes.
Okay.
So then we
Okay.
can go back to that. Yes.
And yeah, because we can go back to it.
Yes.
What is this? Okay, so this is it. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, let me see now. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, and let me just. I don't know if that makes a difference to people reading. Yeah. Okay. So this is a case. Let me see here. Oh, I could say accept also to get this off the screen here. Accept the. Okay. Now let me see here. Right. Okay. Jessica Casey, Michael Nowak. Okay. Juliet Smalls. Okay. This is what? January 2021? That's
Fraud.
2 years ago. This is 2 years. Okay. And
Yeah.
they're all defendants.
No. I think it goes back earlier. If you go down, the earliest situation is at the bottom, and then we have the updates,
Okay,
and then
this is
at
the
the end,
docket.
yeah,
I got it. This is a doc.
yeah,
Okay. So it
yeah.
starts January
No,
2021.
keep going down. Keep going down.
Damn, this
Keep
is
go-
like
keep going down.
what the is it? I'm down here. You
Oh,
see?
oh yeah, okay, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I thought it was earlier. So yes, indeed, it's 2021 that it started. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my good. What is this? Play
So
against
this
defendants for all
so
further discovery. Refer. What is this about?
it mentions, like, I think somebody said divinely inspired red fraud
Fraud.
somewhere. Yes.
Yeah. Damn. All three of them.
Now, I did not go into details about everything was said, but it looks like they are familiar with finding ways to delay the situation. It looks like it's something because there's so many things happening. But then I don't know in details. I mean, stuff like that we're going to find out about. With these HOK people, like it's not surprising. But yeah, for the record, people, but feel free to share the link in the chat, brother Vibene, so people can have a look. This is
Yeah.
public.
Did I?
It's a matter of public record.
This is interesting. I didn't share it. I didn't share it in the link.
No, I don't see it. No, the last
Okay,
link
let me
was the
share it.
YouTube video.
Is it okay? Sorry. Let me see. Oh, maybe I didn't copy it right. Sorry about that. Let me see here. Just the right. Boom. Yeah. Let me. And this is the public chat. Right. Let me share that. I had no clue. Actually, I thought I saw a different one before. Did I or not? I'm not even sure anymore, man. You get confused, but so this is we don't even know what kind of case this is, basically, but it doesn't say at all. Fraud. Oh, it
Well,
says there fraud. Nature of suit, right here. Fraud. Right. Okay. Okay. I got it. And this is in California, and this is this is 2 years ago when this was
Who
filed. We
who
don't know
filed the?
when the fraud took place.
But check it out where it says the 10th filing 10. It says informa pauperis, and that's in the manner of a pauper. So somebody it's a suit brought in forma pauperis allows a poor person to bring in a suit without incurring, hold on one second, without incurring the cost of the suit. Okay, all right. So
Okay.
who I guess
and it was denied,
denied?
and then the case was dismissed. So does it mean that it's the person who filed the complaint who asked, to basically not pay or pay little? So it looks like the case was dismissed because the person didn't have any paper. Am I reading that? Am I understanding that
Money.
correctly?
Right. But you know what? It would be interesting to find out who this person is, Ryan. See, because it's sad that you can't. So this is a civil case, obviously, and the person was denied that request, and so it didn't continue. Because if it continued, there would be filing 11.
But we can't see the actual, the reason as why they brought the case forward. Like what kind
So
of,
far, it says fraud other, so they did not go into detail.
Yeah, see that right there.
like the details, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh man.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, true. There's no details down. I mean, this would be the beginning of it. Um, File one, complaint filed by plaintiff. Yeah, Gary, for all further proceedings, discovery referred. Yeah, there's no details in this yet. So, yeah, because the case didn't move forward, right?
Well, from
But
the get
it
go,
appears there was grounds because because it wouldn't make it. I don't believe it would make it this far if the judge didn't believe the information was grounds to proceed civilly. This wouldn't even. I don't think this is a lot of communications. You see, if there was not enough information to move for a judge legally to move forward, they would have already put this out. They would have already said, nope, not good enough. But this is like a lot of communications.
well, actually,
Well,
yeah,
it's 1 month.
well,
It's 1 month. It's 1 month of communications. But I
yeah,
don't know. This seems like a lot of filings, for one.
yeah, just some procedures, those legal procedures, but yeah, that's what we know so far. So maybe this person, will ultimately speak out, and maybe many other people will speak out. But yeah. So should we go back to the star situation? So
Yeah, there you go. Can you see that?
here, yes, thank you. So where was I? Yeah, I'm saving that one. That's the one I'm gonna pull out if I have to. Just like Sanada said, he's gonna pull out some uh reports of molestation in Harlem and the Bronx, some fresh ones, but he's waiting for strange reason. He
Mhm.
doesn't want to, potential victims to be out of harm way, you know what I'm saying? And so, oh yes, I come for your kids. I will come for your kids. I finally got the information on his snake-eyed whore wife. The information on his snake-eyed whore wife. Yes, a cat who actually ran a train on her contacted me. Chaco allegedly ran a train on her once upon a time, allegedly, once upon a time, ejaculated all over her face. Star, no. Let me just touch on this real quick. There's a woman out there right now who pushed out a little low mean eater. But what's that low mean eater? Do you know what's that?
Lo mein, lo mein,
Chow mein. It's
lo
a
mein
food.
eater. The food.
Noodles.
It's a Chinese food.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. So a little low main eater by DJ Down by the Sloppy Station. I got at this alleged slut whore Eh, and this little half a low mean eater. Yes, I disrespected your seed. If you didn't hear me, I said I would like to do a R. Kelly on your seed. Now, seed, means offspring, not child,
Yeah.
on your little baby girl. I would like to tinkle on her. What does tinkle mean?
Urinate.
Piss,
Okay,
urinate.
all right. Okay. Well, it was clear enough when he said that he would like to R. Kelly,
Excuse
but
my
he made it
language.
clear by using, yeah, we understand. He made it more than clear. You know what I'm saying? Call the cops. Ninja, please. There's no bodyguards. I carry the 9. That's the 9 millimeter. Most of the cats that are with me have felony convictions. He's bragging about rolling with people who have felonies. They
Wait a
can't
second. Stop,
carry.
Shaka. Just for
Yes.
anybody hearing this that we're discussing Star right now with his comments some years ago, which have some connotation, to child assault, sexual assault, basically, and hate speech. But we're doing that in conjunction to discussing Polite's current, situation. So yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yes, indeed. And you have the links in the chat. You see, so we're not making this up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Most of
you're
the
welcome.
cats that
You're
are
welcome, Storm. You're welcome, sister.
Mhm. Most of the cats that are with me have felony convictions. They can't carry. I'm disrespecting your seed. I would like to. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I would like to skid on the face of your seed. Now I know what skid means. In other words, as ejaculated,
No,
ejaculating.
does it mean that?
No.
Hold on.
Yes.
What did he write? Oh, yeah. He said
Yeah.
skeet.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
This is
This is
this
Star
is foul,
Troy
man. Why he
Torrain.
go this? I don't get it.
You know what I'm saying? Who lost his mind. Hopefully he lost his mind because I don't think he's gonna say, no, I was in my right mind. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he
So
lost his mind.
yeah, he lost his mind and he was talking about he was talking about DJ Envy's daughter,
Daughter, man.
you know, and he said several times, yes, I'm disrespecting your seed, but here, after saying that he would like to urinate on his rival's
Now,
daughter,
now you know
now
what?
he's saying, yes,
No, you know what? See, these guys, this is what's different, man. This is another thing. I mean, I don't know how relevant this is to other people, but I know plenty of cats that were involved in well, you could say mischievousness, right? And then I know some that were involved in terms of criminal mischievousness, right? Being petty crimes or whatever, incidental crimes. And then I know some that went to jail for felonies and things like that, other crimes. I mean, that's a fact of growing up in a city. That's the fact of the generation I grew up in DC. But that was about money. None of these dudes even find this kind of shit funny to even say. If you say this to somebody in my generation, when I was going to, they wouldn't talk about it. You're going to be dead. It's not going to be
Yeah.
on the
There's no talk
internet.
that shit.
Like,
Nah, man.
what is this? But bringing it to the radio,
For millions of
this,
people here.
what's going on, man?
Yeah.
This is just anyway. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man.
yeah, that's weird. That's weird. I'm processing this thing, as I'm reading,
But why he had to surrender his 9 and his license because of he made a threat.
He made a threat. Yeah.
Oh yes, he made a threat, indeed.
That right there is intimidation. Or well, actually, you know what it is? Oh my goodness, it's menacing. Thank you, menacing.
It's
Man.
menacing. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It is, man. And he's
He,
also almost calling for DJ Envy to end that menace,
oh yeah.
to stop that menace. And that's the thing about it. And if the police don't stop it, then who's to stop it?
Mm-hmm.
You see, who else is there to stop it? It's not the child. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's what's so foul about this kind of stuff. And I think me myself, it's so serious that the parent or the person that is receiving these threats should never respond over the radio, period. And if you respond, just respond and say, you know what, I would never wish things like that on your family, and just leave it at that. Leave it at that. No matter what you want to do, leave it at that. Do not return fire. Do
Yeah.
not return radio fire like this, because it won't help you. Go ahead, Shaka.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just
But
bananas at this point. Yeah, go ahead, Divine Inspired.
yeah, but you know what this reminds me of, right? Who
Mm-hmm.
speaks like this? Who speaks like this? Filthy
Sonetta.
Frankie. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Filthy.
Oh, he definitely do. He
They're, they're,
definitely do.
they're two peas in a pod, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's his brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
His brother.
Mm-hmm.
Ali Muhammad's right hand man. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
And that's funny because I asked the question, is this why Sanada is cool? And I did not read the transcript of what was said. But for those who don't know, Sanada talked about my 3-year-old daughter. He first wrote, why do you have her sitting on your lap? And then he wrote, you be feeling on her. He accused me of feeling on my daughter in the chat of my live stream. And he talked about my daughter doing spread eagle, spreading her legs in front of the camera. So to me, it is close in terms of being deviant. It is close to what Star said. It's not as vile, but
it's the same.
it's already, yeah.
He's a deviant.
Yes, he is a deviant.
He's a
He's a
deviant.
deviant. Supported by Jabari Osase from the Shrine of Ma'at, supported by Pseudo Smash Rockwell, supported by Butler Reggie, supported by Garfield Reed, supported by Bobby Banger, aka Brother Onk, aka God Killer, supported by the ICPK, and so many other people.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let me just continue here. So, where was I? So he wrote, this is not me. I'm reading, okay, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Troy Torren did say, allegedly, according to this transcript, live on air on the radio, addressing DJ Envy, I'm disrespecting your seed. I would like to skid on the face of your seed. Now that's real talk, dog. You have to come holler at me now. Call me. I'll meet you somewhere. But don't act like you were waiting in some parking lot with like 50 ninjas, please. And now again, to the woman who carried that little mongrel for 9 months. What does mongrel mean? Is it derogatory towards black people?
Yeah,
Yes.
mongrel is. Yeah, go ahead. You explain divinely.
Yeah, brother. It's like a hat, like a mutt, like a dog, man. That's what it really means. Like
a mix, right?
a mix, man.
You know, but you can't even identify the mix. That's how mixed it is.
Yeah, man.
Essentially, it goes back to Asia, middle Europe and Asia. You know, like the mongrels were actually a group of people, ethnic group, but they're associated with what's the great Khan, Genghis Khan, the great tactician.
Mongol.
Yeah, the Mongol, yeah.
Mongols are mongrel, right? They're the same group, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah. He conquered most of the world at one point, Genghis Khan.
Yeah, he was a tactician. He almost sacked Rome. I mean, he almost destroyed the Roman Empire. He almost knocked them to the he wasn't a joke. He was menacing. Speaking of menacing, he was menacing to the Chinese and the Romans.
That's why they built the Great Wall to keep them out.
Exactly. So I don't know if that's like it's an ethnic slur. A lot of times these ethnic slurs don't make any damn sense outside of the fact that in whatever popular time we live in, people use them as ethnic slurs. You know, but the mongrels wasn't to be joked around with. That's for sure. Not the Romans didn't think so. The Chinese didn't think so. And obviously the mongrels were more of a threat to the Romans than the Egyptians. If you want to look at it, you know, I mean,
and it appears that we are the only ethnic group that use a racial slur, derogatory terms to refer to ourselves, to refer to each other. Some people may argue the term cracker apparently was used by white people, first southern white people, but did they use that as a racial slur, as a derogatory term? Or, you know what I'm saying, or was it just the equivalent of fool or something like that? Because now today it is considered a racial slur. But if I'm not mistaken, it appears that, you know, black people are the only people on the planet Earth use a derogatory term, to the point of using it as a term of endearment as well. But then again, slavery lasted for a long time. That was the word that they used towards us. So that lasted for 400 years, and that kind of remained in the vocabulary. And I can speak for Haitian Creole, people in Haiti. We have the term nègre, which is the Haitian Creole equivalent of the French nègre, and nègre is the equivalent of Negro. When I was a kid, I thought that nègre meant man. It's when I grew up that I realized that no, neg is actually Negro or the N word. That stayed in the vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? This is like this word is not used like with shame or like, oh, there's children around, let me not use it. This is like a everyday normal word. So when I make the correlation with the N word, I understand. But those are things that we can work on. Maybe it will take time, but we can work on it. But anyway, going back to yes, go ahead.
Say, 1 minute. You mentioned cracker, right? When I was a kid, I thought that meant like a saltine, like a cracker that you ate because it was white, right? No, it's short for whip cracker or cracker man, the one who cracks the whip. That's where it comes from, And just like how in Jamaica they'll say like pickaninny for the baby, right? For the kids. That's a pickaninny. Over here in America, they say they used to call our kids pickaninnies. Right? Now the etymology of that, I'm lost for that one. But it's also a derogatory slur. But it's like you said, stuck with like in Haitian Creole and then so these other words too, like nigga and pickaninny. I guess there are terms that we use all through the diaspora, but we should really abandon those damn things, man, because it's really like the history of them is evil. You know what I mean? Horrible.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, and then let alone it's like, we're talking about what language you use in the public. You could. Right. We don't know what what goes on in private with people. I mean, for me, when I'm in private, sometimes I can use profanity. Sometimes I might. But that's even that's not around my kids. And if it does come out, certain profanity out of my mouth around my kids, like shit or then I actually apologize, or just to make it clear, I speak on it to make it clear that I don't want them using that language. Like don't, and I let them know, just because you hear someone else say that doesn't mean you should say it, and because you'll regret it later. That's what I always tell my kids, and but publicly or privately, you don't know what people, publicly, but privately you don't know. So if this man could say this publicly, because I wouldn't even say this privately, I wouldn't even think this.
Likewise, I wouldn't say those things privately.
I would never think it in the first place. And these guys are saying it publicly with pride
for millions of people to listen to and hear.
Yep. I mean, I don't,
I mean, you have no type of integrity, nothing.
And when you go again, if you are to do things like this, you think them first, obviously, and then you would do it. And if you do things like this and you get caught and you go to jail, what's your place in the social ladder? If Star had done this, any of this to this child, what would his place be in the social ladder in the prison system?
Oh, please. He'd be in the toilet. Toilet, man.
He would be in the toilet. And unless he got we don't even really know what R. Kelly's story is. But I would be sure, I'm just a guessing man, just from what I hear, that he's paying people off. Now I'm not saying he is, but it's a guess. I would guess that he would be, right? I don't have any personal knowledge on that,
But
but from what I hear, I would guess that he would be paying off a whole lot of money just because who he is.
there's a tape of this woman talking to her, I think, father or something, who's locked up with R. Kelly. And R. Kelly was, I guess, on the other phone.
Mm-hmm.
And he made R. Kelly sing to his daughter, man. And R. Kelly didn't want to. He said, "Oh, sing, sing, sing." And he started singing over the phone, man.
I seen a video of R. Kelly singing. Like they're like, yeah, go ahead and sing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he's singing. You know.
But that, he's locked up like that, and that happened. So God knows he's probably singing to save his life in there.
I'd be singing my ass off. If that was me. What the fuck? Like, what's
Like,
there to lose?
it's time to sleep. Like,
Your life,
it's time.
your ass, your dignity, your anything you got left.
It's time to sleep now. I
Yeah.
want a lullaby. I want a lullaby. Go ahead, Kels. Go ahead. I want that song, like a jukebox. Okay. Tonight I want to sleep on that song. Sing, Ninja.
Sing.
Sing,
Sing a song. Somebody gonna write a song about telling R. Kelly to sing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I'm the one.
I can sing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the
I gotta
heck?
be bragging. Like I'm the one who got him to sing every night.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, man. For real,
But,
yo.
Regarding that cracker term earlier, I heard Khalid Abdul Muhammad in one of his speech saying that this is indeed the person who used to whip the slaves, and the noise, for crack nose, and the bag being cracked and all that. But I'm not 100% convinced, because this is so I read a long time ago, and it may have been wrong information. Who knows that this is a term that white people use towards themselves first. So if it's the case, I don't see them using that term towards themselves.
No.
Unless they started using that term towards themselves when they started, enslaving people and whipping black people. But I guess we can have a look some other time, where it comes from. It is possible indeed that, what the brother Divinely Inspired said, which is the same that Khalid Abdul Muhammad has said, is indeed the etymology. It's like, the term picnic, I've heard the term earlier, picnic and piccanini. I had an article way back in 2004, 2005. First, it was in French. I translated it in English. Some people say that the etymology or origin of the term picnic comes from Pika Ninja. Other people disagree. They say, no, it doesn't come from that.
Yeah. I had a debate with my, God bless his dead, with my, one of my uncles. He was an English teacher for like 30 years. And I said, look, I'm hearing that it means pick a ninja to be hung, man, when they have a barbecue.
Yes. That right. Exactly.
But from what I'm sorry if you get it. From what I read, it may be wrong. I believe. Yeah.
He said no. It's about being. He started going into like old English. I said, oh man. I said okay, but he's an English teacher.
But look, we have photographs of people being hung, where people are showing up with ice cream. Like, hey, everybody, look at that. Look what we got going on here.
That's right.
People celebrating this stuff. Sending out cards to each other. Hey, guess what? Look at it. Yeah, thanks. I'll be home next summer. It's like,
lynching was a celebration. They will inform people in the neighboring town. They will come. They will take pictures next to the corpse. They will keep body parts as souvenirs. We have pictures of children smiling, adults smiling near the burned bodies of black people who have been lynched.
Oh yeah.
So it was bananas. But did you want to share something else, Bennett? I seen you share the screen because
I wanted to get back to I wanted to bring it back home to the.
Please let me finish with that stuff. I think it's the envy. Yeah, but you need to put it. Yeah, you need to put it back up because. So here we are.
It gets worse.
It kind of gets kind of, I mean, it's hard to get worse, but
Oh my God.
as if he didn't say enough,
Oh right.
he
Okay.
wrote, "Now again to the woman who carried that little mongrel for 9 months, I'm coming for your seed. Did you hear me? I want to do a R. Kelly. I want to do a R. Kelly in the mouth of your seed, fam." Now, R. Kelly, the tape, people were not able to determine, the age of the girl at the time. They were wondering about the music video playing, and when it was released, the tape was not that clear, a little blurry. Was it really him? How old was she? And apparently she may have been paid off. She may have not continued the trial. Who knows? But from what was reported, he urinated on the girl. I don't know if he urinated in the mouth of the girl, not as if he made a huge difference, but here he stayed for the record as Troy Torrance, star, Sanada's
You know what?
friend. I want to do a R. Kelly in the mouth of your
You know,
seed, fam.
you know
Yes.
what's so weird about this, Shaka? I mean, out of all that multiple aspects of it being weird, but
Mm-hmm.
Star. Remember yesterday, somebody asked my homie X, like, did we know about the shower posse in DC and stuff like that? And what basically what happened, what he was saying was, and the problem with the shower posse, outside of they did come through there. It's just like a lot of people come through there. Some New
They want a
Yorkers come
people's
through
mother,
there,
right?
and most of them, they're there because they getting protection. Because if you don't, then it's really not a good look for you in DC. It's not safe. But Child Posse was there, and the problem was how they was doing things. They were going after people's mothers for $20 or $5, even things like this. And what
Beating
this
up the mothers for $20, right?
yeah, yeah, just foul stuff that in DC we just don't do. It's only about the money. And if you ain't got the money, then you don't come back. You might get your ass whooped. But if you're a woman or a child, that's a no-go. That you can't do those things. Now, in my generation, no. And look at the stuff he's saying about a little girl here. He rolled with the Shower Posse. That's Star's claim to fame. That's his claim to fame.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't
Yes.
know that.
Yes, man. So good to you. I just wanted to add that caveat to it, man.
Oh,
It's real
also,
talk. Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you've been
No, go for it, bro. Go.
Sparkle. She was an R&B singer, I think, under R. Kelly, right? I guess signed label, what have you.
It was his niece with R. Kelly. She said it.
Yes, that was, and she was about 12 or 13 at the time, and also that her father was like a drummer or guitarist in his band, and the whole family got paid off. Man, that's what she was, allegedly, whatever that's what she was saying, So, you never see any charges come from that, but she was definitely underage, definitely.
And Sparkle did an interview, and she actually spoke on that. She said that she has like reported the stuff,
Yes.
But I heard that some money was being paid. At one point, the girl like didn't show up or stopped showing up for the court proceedings and all that. But the dude was found not guilty, so that was then. Now check this out. Just as I thought it was bad enough and worse enough, he's gonna do a grand ending. Now so he wrote, "I want to do an R. Kelly in the mouth of your seed, fam. You holler at me now. I'm the easiest man in the world to find. And my name is the hater. You holler back now, DJ Envy." And Star said, "Let me see now. DJ Benji, attention." Benji is probably a nickname for DJ Envy. In case you didn't hear me, I said that is Star talking. I want to put some mayonnaise in between your baby girl's ass crack and take a bite. This is Star. Star Troy Torrane from the Star Report. Yes, that was about 17 years ago. That's what he said live on air. Now we know that mayonnaise is a euphemism for semen. So he said that he wanted to put semen in between his baby girls behind and take a bite. So I don't know what take a bite means, but I have an idea. So yeah, I guess I can unshare now.
It's just sadomasochistic, like.
And that's true. That's pedophilia thought.
That's
That's child molester thought.
It's just like, what is going on here, man? And he's a radio personality celebrated to this day. I didn't know this, Shaka.
I didn't know.
Sometimes I watch.
Well, I did listen, sometimes, but now I came across it just like that. I don't remember what I was looking for, you know. I think actually, I think it's when he said that he's half black, half Italian.
Hmm.
But I looked him up, and then there's a picture of him when he was arrested. That one that showed in the article,
Yes.
and I noticed he was larger. So I was like, oh, he used to be larger before. He lost a lot of weight. And then when I look at the picture, I see, oh, arrested, what I'm saying, to threatening, and I'm like, God damn, and then that's it. That's what I found. So,
Hmm.
you can talk about somebody, and maybe sometime, a word towards a mother gonna slip up, and if you have some sense, you're gonna be like, oh, yeah, I take that back. I didn't mean that. I was angry, whatever. But for him to say, I want to do an R. Kelly and the Mafia daughter, I want to,
Like
what I'm saying, I want to
you
live
you
with
know
man. Like, at
you
one point
you
you like, oh, I
right.
want to live it too far now. But no, he went all the way in. And this is an excerpt. So who knows what else he may have said. But I think that excerpt shows the essence of his disgusting rant towards a man's daughter. I mean, there's many people I really don't like. But ain't no way in the world I'm gonna have these thoughts and these words, even privately, like the man had said, towards their children.
Yeah,
All the people I've been
I'm
beefing
done.
with
I ain't
lately.
listening to his ass anymore. I'm done, man, because it's just you don't deserve to have a career if this is what you've been coming through, man. You don't, not like this, not on radio. Do something else. Go break rocks for a living.
Mm.
Do some hard work. But radio is like damn near literally come on, sit on your ass and say whatever you want almost. When you look at it like this, it's like
But you know why?
Life is unfair. Go ahead, Divinely Inspired.
Yeah, but you know why he's smaller now, right? It's because he had a liver transplant. So he all that powder and all that drinking he was doing, whatever, man, ruined his liver, and then allegedly, put that out there.
Well, yeah, he mentioned some drink or whatever.
Yeah.
The last time I saw his live, it's like that's what I have in the morning or something like that, something to that effect. So, but man, this stuff. You see, I discovered with you, brothers and sisters.
Hmm.
I only had the Washington Post article, but now that I read that, I have to say I don't recall hearing any rant that is as vile and disgusting and pedophilic. I don't know how you used to say it, but like pedophilia minded, what I'm saying, pedo minded, sexually deviant rant towards somebody's child, or towards a child, period.
Hmm.
Now, if anybody knows anything worse, what I'm saying, feel free to just mention it. But I don't recall hearing anything as bad as that. Like Charleston White, I haven't heard what he said, but I'm sure he didn't go like that much in details, what I'm saying? So yeah, that's messed up. Just for the record, just for the record. So yeah, I'm done with this. I'm done.
yeah. Well, it's like that's his word. That's his word, and people can't really vouch for you personally. So if that's your word, and then you find yourself doubly. I mean, the word is bad enough, but just in case you don't know, if you committed any of those acts and should find yourself in in court, in jail, not even convicted, just in jail for these type of acts, you know, you might want to know what to expect.
Let me ask you something, because this is about this Cash App thing, and I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to say this. I know you my homie, so we don't ever. What we say is what we do. It's just like that, right? So I'm letting you know this first round right here, this little how many minutes we've been on here, that's on me. You see what I'm saying? And also, and the reason why I'm saying that is not for you because I know that, it don't even matter. It's on me.
Yeah, I'm just letting them know I'm going to hit them off
It's my word,
because,
but
to be honest, radio, YouTube, we need legitimate voices, people that are speaking from the heart, people that understand why it's important to stand on what you say, right? First of all, and this brother had no reason to come up here and share any of his thoughts based on his real life experience in the prison system, other than, he's like my brother, one of my brothers. That's it. He don't go on YouTube normally. He's not a Cash App and YouTube person. But I just thought, like, people, if they want to encourage him to share more of his perspective, that might be one way. But he's not asking for it. But I just wanted to let him know, because I know the value of YouTube. This cats like Sonnet are getting paid money all for Cash Apps. That's why you see more of them. That's why you see this junk, because you support it. They support it. There's somebody supporting it. And I'm not saying it's all Cash Apps, and I'm not saying it's all black people, because without the actual data, we don't know. But I'm just saying, folks, here, in case you want to hear more of the brother, that might be a way of just inspiring him to say, oh, okay, people liked what I said. So but he wouldn't be here for the money. He got it good anyway. He's a hardworking man. So
it's also because,
let me just restart it from a later point. There we go. Let's see here. I think his part is about to be over too anyway. Let me just downgrade it a little bit, the quality, because come on. Yeah, my internet's a little. I'm on Wi-Fi, just in case you want to know.
In DC, how many of the cats? So that's why I'm talking about this cat, because we have to have like legitimate people, real folks, like that we talking to about this. You see what I mean? And
So what was your question, bro? I missed it. I'm sorry.
So yeah, it's just now I'm just saying for this first round. The next question I
Oh, okay. It's still buffering. Good grief, man.
was gonna have. It's just simple. Before we wrap this first little tiny thing up.
Sorry for the delay, folks.
It's all good.
Same thing happened to me.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look into this, though, myself, since I'm new to YouTube, and see what this issue is, because my internet is supposed to be pretty fast.
About this paperwork right here, because I know you don't know it all.
What is happening here, man?
Right? But I just wanted to say that to you.
After a quarter of a century, I know a whole bunch of it.
Exactly. Now, you see these charges right here. And let's say you got 1, 2, 3, 4 felonies, and you got 1 misdemeanor. You got 2 no actions. So he got 5 charges. Now, if you take typically, I'm talking about typically, because you haven't heard what comes next, but let's just say it's all typical anyway, what's coming next. So typically, if you taking a plea and there's DNA on the child's scarf, shirt, she got bruises on her mouth, they got the witness, the victim's testimony, right, of falling out when the dude pulled out his private parts, right? You got testimony that the accused told the mother, please don't say anything because it's going to ruin my career, blah, blah, blah. That kind of evidence, right? There's more evidence, but that kind of evidence, what type of plea do you see just generally from what you see right here? What type of plea do you think Florida would give the brother? Fuck that. I ain't going to say brother.
Florida is a racist state. It's a red state. Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, just made it a felony for you to take somebody that's undocumented to the hospital. hospital. Florida's a very racist state, right? So he black. So they gonna throw him out there. They gonna throw him out there. Like if they gave him a plea, well, all of them felonies. So it ain't like he can plead to a misdemeanor, right? And any felony conviction that he get that have anything to do with a minor child, bruh, grave danger. Like he need to tell them I can't go out in population. And they're like, what do you mean? I can't go out in population. So you want a hole? Yeah, just put me in the hole and sell by myself.
But what type of plea do you see them the state giving him if they're going to entertain it with
Well, he
these?
got 7, right? Let me look at these joints
Yeah,
again.
just take a look. He got two. The last two are non-actions. And the reason why I'm asking you, because people so far have been talking about, I've talked to a lawyer and blah blah blah. Let's talk to a felon. Let's
Right.
talk to a convicted felon and see what the convicted felon say. That did 20 years in prison.
25,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. But out of all these charges, it really don't even matter. If he just got the what's that joint right there, like contributing to the delinquency of a minor. If somebody on that compound,
All right, we're gonna stop this. I'm gonna let it play out this last part and then stop it because obviously I'm gonna have to do something with this Wi-Fi, bring it back up, or you know what I'm gonna do? I know what I can do right now while this is going on. Connect. There we go.
find out that's why they in prison, bro. I just can't even explain it. You know, it's just like
But with DNA evidence, and the
if
witness
you
testimony,
had your DNA on
do
a
you see
minor
them
child,
just for
there's
pleading out for that?
no, there's no talking, bro. Dudes are gonna punish you. Like you can't talk. You can't. It's just like if you go in prison with them type of charges, that's how dudes find out. They be like,
But have you ever heard of a person with charges like this walking away from 4 felonies and just getting a misdemeanor
never,
with DNA evidence
never.
and victim testimony?
Victim testimony can be suspect. DNA evidence is not suspect.
Okay.
People lie. Men lie, women lie, the numbers don't. If you got uh if they found
The
any
dude even got a
semen
book.
on that child, that's the end of your life. Your
So,
life would never be the same no more. It's like whatever you did to get locked up, wherever you slipped up or whatever, you will regret that for the rest of your life. And your life might not last a week, 2 weeks. The longest I ever seen one sex offender on a compound was about 2 months.
All right, let's stop it right here. Um,
In general population,
oh my God, we did hear this, and oof, my God, the people that want to hear can go back. That need more of this interview, you could go back and hear it in the last live that we did. But I can I can close. I mean, I can sum it up as from what I hear. It sounds like my homie is saying you got 4 felonies and you got 1 misdemeanor, and they don't cop you down. They don't plead you down to the misdemeanors. You got to take one of those felonies. To me, that's what it sounds like he's saying. So in other words, at the very minimum, the nicest you could expect to happen is he's going in there with at least one of those felonies that's attached to assault, sexual assault of a minor. Now, um, yeah, so he got two that clearly say molestation, and the other felony is what? let me put that felony back on the screen real quick, just to look at, not to play it, but just to be clear about what we're looking at here. It says 2 felonies: L&L molestation child 12 to 16, L&L molestation child 12 to 16. He got 2 of those. L&L conduct child 16, that's 3, and L&L exhibition, yeah, these are 4. These are all connected with sexual assault of a minor. So, and I don't believe technically when you're pleading, you can get that misdemeanor plea. They don't let you plead down 4 felonies to a misdemeanor. So, and any of these other ones, your life is basically you're going into prison as a sex offender that assaulted a child, and that is what we're talking about here. And apparently, state is, if it was a federal charge, you might have a chance of going to one of those federal prisons where there's nothing but sexual assault people, right? But in state, that's not where it's happening. They don't have that. And this is Florida, where it's also, there's an element of racism inside the prison wall. Inside of the prison wall. We're not talking about what the judge can do, what the judge's background is, what the attorney's background is. None of that. What's going to happen once you're in that situation, in the state facility? And to my knowledge, you're first going to go to the jail, which is in that state, and then you're going to go to a state prison, which is in that state's jurisdiction. And from what we heard, Florida is one of the worst states for sexual offenders. Now, any of y'all want to pick up on that before we close it out? And anybody else can hop up also if they got something to say about that. Otherwise, I'm going to close the stream. I just wanted to wrap it up because X is going to be back, and obviously there's going to be more talk about POLIGHT. So we're going to sit back and see what comes in the next hours or day. And, Shaka or Divinely Inspired, y'all have any last minute thoughts?
Yeah, I do. The thing is that, let him go to where he has to go and where he deserves to go and where he deserves to be. And for he's, like you said, he's got 4 felonies that he's looking at that has something to do with deviant behavior towards a child, with a child. And I really hope and pray that he gets every bit of goddamn time that he that he deserves, man. I really hope and pray that there's no slick shit happening or what have you. Let him go to where he needs to fucking go. Where he needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
It sounds to me like he was also making a distinction between the type of evidence. Like he said, the testimonies may be there, but again, I'm asking him for his perspective at how a felon in the system would think. And apparently there's a distinction. The DNA evidence, that's not up for debate. That's enough. That's a clear distinction also. You see, like you might, whatever is said, they make a understanding that, okay, maybe somebody could have said something that's not true. But the DNA evidence, that's not up for debate. That's there in this case. Yeah. They see that. That's a condemning factor to this. Not that they would need that either to condemn them down. I mean, but
yeah, I was worried a bit, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm about 10% or 5% apprehensive on what can happen. Because strange things happen, man. But I really hope that DNA, there's no slick shit he can play with or whatever. They can lock him in there, let him go where he needs to go, man.
He's not fighting the case. He's not fighting. You have to first fight the case. You have to first say, I'm innocent before you even get into fighting the DNA evidence.
Right. So, but we'll see what he's pleading to. Oh, man. On the 6th.
Yeah.
6th of September.
They should
September. Yeah.
Angola, man. That's where he should go. Back to Angola. I wish it was easy.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wish it was man. They can send him right to that shithole in there, man. For real, right?
Mm-hmm.
In, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he needs to go where he needs to go, man. That's just, man, it's just so sickening to me. This is sick. It's sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Shaka, any words from you, bro? You got any last minute thoughts on this one?
Of, I'm sorry. Honestly, now I made a mistake in my post, but I guess people understood. I meant to write that the attorney, Shabazz, the female attorney, 4 years ago, she was collecting evidence and she addressed, I was replying to Wab Fong, she addressed Polite's main partner, Amunet, and she said, I hope you go to jail.
Mm.
Mm.
She
Mm.
said that. She said that because she said that she knows what's been going on and she's participating in it. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
I am still shocked. I'm
Is
still
she? Was she
processing.
talking about grooming, or is she talking about scamming, or both?
No, she was talking about scamming. She did not talk about grooming. I don't recall her addressing any sort of grooming whatsoever. It was strictly the scamming, people doing people wrong, when messing up with their finances, And
Mm-hmm.
I think the videos are still there. I think I shared the some of the videos. I shared her YouTube channel, and her first name. I don't. It's like Akisha or IKEA, something to that effect. But if people put attorney Shabazz, I believe it's 1B and 2Z, like you see on the screen, and you put polite, I think it will come up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, let me just do it now so we can share the link. But I'm shocked at what Star said. I just discovered because some people are going to say, "Oh, you knew," they those lame HOK deviants.
Mm-hmm.
But IKEA, it is it IKEA? It's Ikesha, Ikeisha. So I'm looking for, there it is. So I'm going to share that video. It's entitled Scammed by Brother Polite. Send me your evidence. Keep it coming. 20 minutes long, 4 years ago, 19,000 views. I'm going to share that. And if I'm not mistaken, there's other videos of her dealing with that. But let me just share this in the private chat so that Bennett, if he doesn't mind, can share it with everybody. 4 years ago, an attorney was on that situation of scamming. She was dead serious about it. So here it is. It's in a private chat. And I'm just shocked at what I heard. Like Star. Oh my goodness. Wafang wrote polite DNA. I'm sorry, polite finna take this trial. Sorry, polite finna take this to trial and take a lot of those fools down with him. There's gonna be a ripple effect. Now he's swallowing his pride and not pleading. How do we know he's not pleading? We don't know. I think he's pleading, but we will find out. We will find out. Now, I think he will snitch. I think he will tell on some people to get some time off. But, I don't know at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Like my man was saying. Uh, you know, whatever it is, just one of those felonies that Polite has, that it's over for him. Basically, he's going to experience a new level of hell that nobody would want to even, would want to experience. And I asked him in this interview, my man EXO, I asked him in the interview, what would you do if that was you? And I mean, he made it clear that, it's people that they end it for them. They would, I believe he said he would rather end his life himself. He would rather, if that was him. That wasn't him though. He's a shot caller. So you can't have things like that on your record. He was respected and pretty useful and actually works for reform today. You know what I'm saying? As a free man, he works for prison reform for DC, because DC is an interesting story because we don't have a state prison. So all of our prisoners get sent away from their families, bro, sent away from their state. That's why we're overpopulated in the federal penitentiary for that reason, because technically we don't have a state prison. And so yeah, he made it clear, and the feds are in the states, this is the worst. you're going to live out the worst experience of all prisoners, period. You know, and that segregation is, you go to segregation route. Yeah, that's fine. A lot of them do that, but expect that your food is going to be tampered with, because again, or that the COs might open the door, because again, the COs may not like sexual predators. The COs are civil servants. They're people like everybody else. They have an opinion. uh Things don't, yeah, your life, you put your life in the CO's hands and in the prisoner's hands when you go into prison. And if they just don't happen to like sexual deviants, particularly the ones that go after kids, it's a wrap for you, man. And if you have money, maybe it will help you, but they're going to just drag the money out of you. It's going to be like he said it. It's going to be like playing with you like a cat plays with a mouse. And when the money is finished, well, then your life is probably going to be finished too. They might beat you up, get some money, beat you up again, get that money, beat you up some more, get that money, torture you, starve you, whatever. And then when you got nothing left, take your life. Or he said the main shot callers might end your life on day one. But he made it clear you are going to experience the worst type of experience that could be described, period. So I hope people that have been talking about Polite's case factor in what the felon from the DC Blacks says happens, what he's seen happen, what he knows is facts happen. It's not just about what your lawyer says. It's not just about reading the documents on YouTube and thinking about what could happen. We could already see, talking to him, there's a lot of things out there that people have been saying that may not actually be true. Like there's people speculating, number one, that he got 4 felonies, he got the misdemeanor. How don't you know he's pleading for the misdemeanor? Well, my homie clearly said you can't. He didn't say it in those words. I'm paraphrasing, but have you heard of that? Who said? Do you think they're going to give him 4 felonies? Right? He got 6 felonies. 2 of them are no contest. 2 of them are no action ones. So he got 4 felonies remaining and 1 misdemeanor that they claim that they're going to take him to court for if he doesn't plead for. Do you actually think they're going to give him the possibility to plead to the misdemeanor? It appears to me that's not even possible in a plea. And so, unless you heard of someone that got felonies, 4 felonies of sexual assault with DNA evidence, being allowed to plead out to a misdemeanor, okay. That's what you think based on your knowledge, based on who you talk to. But find me a felon, a convicted felon, that spent, I mean, my homie spent over 20 years off and on in the prison system. So you find one, and then let me hear him. Yeah. Anything else I should wrap up? Does the brother have a PayPal? My homie, you know what? If you want to send him something, Storm, you can send it to my PayPal and I'm gonna send it right over to him. Straight up. So you could be sure he's gonna get it. That's my sandbox, and he's my family. He's family. So our word is our word to each other. It is our word. And I will put my hands in my life in his hands any day of the week, and mine too, and also our families. It's like that. So it's some of us that we're like that. It isn't, and I'm not saying some, I'm saying it's a network. It's a network. So DC's a small city. When you live and you survive and your family survive, we take life serious, so yeah. So sister, you do that, and you can write in there a little note or whatever. I'll pass it on to him. Otherwise, he got a Cash App. Let me just put the Cash App back up in here too, for everybody who wants to send him a Cash App, just so it's clear, because he don't come online much, and he only did this for because I asked him to. He don't know a goddamn thing about Polite, could care less about his life. But I asked him to do it just because I wanted to be on my P's and Q's, There's his Cash App again. I never listened to Attorney Shabazz. much. She was a bit too rough around the edges, but I remember that she mentioned Annette being involved in more than just that. Okay, yeah, well, that's how you feel. I watched her a little bit. I didn't have any thoughts about it. Just what I walked away with is that damn, she's collecting. She says she got thousands of emails of people that been scammed, and she
You,
don't
you,
even have time to categorize them all. She don't even have enough help to put them in order. I mean, that's what I walked away with it from. Yeah, bro.
Bennett, can you please, if you don't mind, can you please copy and paste that comment that I left in the private chat, so people can see that's the search result. And there's all the videos of attorney Akia Shabazz regarding Polite and the scamming, because first we shared one of them, but there are several. So it's really, really serious. She was on the case 4 years ago,
Okay,
if
this
you
is
don't
a
mind.
okay. It's the one that
The one
is
before last,
okay. Okay, just the last
yeah,
one. All right, yeah, I
yeah.
got you. Here we go. Yeah, thank you too for helping out, bro. Both of
Oh,
y'all.
no problem, bro. No
Appreciate
problem. My pleasure.
Yeah.
it. Let me see here. There we go. Boom. Can y'all see that in the
Yeah,
chat?
thank you, brother.
Yeah, for
So
people to see.
yeah.
There we go. Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate you too, Storm. I did get that lunch. I appreciate it. So yeah, what can I say? I'm a middle class guy. I have my kids. I'm raising my kids right now. I have a beautiful life, but at the same time, I appreciate it still because none of us have to be doing this. I'm not in it because I really I never thought. I only feel like I'm here because I have something of value to offer. It's not for games and it's not for kicks. Uh, I don't like what these guys are doing. HOK. I don't like play. I don't like none of them. I don't respect none of them. And what I mean don't respect, I mean in the most harshest terms of it. Like I see no value why they exist. I'm
No
gonna be
value.
honest with you. I see them as a harm to the black movement. To
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not saying the black movement is anti anybody else. I'm just saying, come on, we got reparations, we have a history, we have a legacy that we are a living part of, and I see them as a direct harm to it, almost like an attack on it. So, and if any of them listening understand that that's what you're going to meet in reality, you see what I'm saying? But on this note, if you ever question me just about that, that's what you will meet. That's what I'm saying. But as far as this attack on young women, minors,
Mm.
yo, we should all, even if you don't share my opinion about where the look on what they seem like in terms of the black cause, then what about the kids? What's your stance on that? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just like, for me, it's
We should,
just double strikes. Yeah.
yeah, brother. We should all be forming like Voltron against this shit, man. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I can't understand how people are taking stances where they're defending and being basically apologists, man. And it's male and female. I can't even believe this shit, man. For real,
Mm-hmm.
people who are supposed to be like so proactive in our community, and some even have like African names, and when they're either silent or they're talking in defense of this behavior, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's mind-boggling to me, man. And these aren't little kids either. These are grown ass people.
Mm-hmm. Taking up breathing space, taking up all the good air.
Taking all the good air.
You know what I'm saying?
All the
Taking up
good
all
air.
breathing all the fresh air,
Yep. Yep. And they're using that air to speak bullshit, man. I'm sorry, but it's just to I I don't know what generation they belong to or what people they belong to, but we weren't raised like that. I mean, not for nothing. You're not raised to cape for excuse me, for tromos, man, and scammers.
Mm. Yeah, 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 exactly, brother. Yeah, man. I
And
don't get it. I'm at a loss. Is this a counter reality? Is this like
this is real life.
yeah, is this real life? Is this the Twilight Zone or
Hey,
something? Like, you know, well, hey man, it's definitely something that has been created, engineered, whether it's
Oh.
by the larger society, just as an effect of slavery and colonization, and what people had to go through. Now it's created a certain segment that is just outright capping for scum, you know. Uh, but yeah, it has to be dealt with because it's like a. I don't want to just make light of it and just say that, and I don't want to compare it to other people's struggles either. Although other people have struggles, and we all part of the human
Mhm.
family, but this thing is like, I'll just say it's a serious problem. We can't have people like this on the radio spreading it, making it seem normal, making it seem okay. Like for me, this is a low in the black community. This is the lowest I've ever seen it. I've never seen something like this low. You see, yeah, and
Mhm.
why even the religious communities, man. A lot of these guys claim to be from religious backgrounds, Muslims,
Yep.
Christians,
Hebrew
Jews.
Israelite.
Right. Where's the religious community, the real Muslims, if there's any good ones, the real Christians, if there's any good ones? I thought there was the real Jews, if there's any good ones, even if you're black, the real anybody else should be outright appalled at this and be like, yo, we can't give you no air to breathe. You can't have air.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm gonna end it on that, y'all. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Once again, just so y'all know, show some love for my brother from DC. He's gonna come back.
Right.
He's gonna come back, and we got time because we know there's a lot of elements, and we can always use a good brother that's been in the pen, that wants to offer his experience up on issues, just as a comparative to all the other shit we hear out here about these types. All these other, insinuating, and all this other these just preposterous ideas, making light of the whole scenario. We should make it very clear. No, young people and anybody caught up with this, you bring your ass down there and find yourself out to be a person that's assaulting that's assaulting kids. Yo,
Mhm.
you need to understand, you basically have said goodbye to life. It's over for you. In that pen, should you be convicted, you're finished. You see. So on that note, I'm gonna chime out. Peace. We catch you up on the next stream. I'm sure everybody gonna be active because it's the weekend and loads of more information is leaking out by the second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Peace.
Bless, bless one.
Peace, Kenneth. Peace, Shock, and I appreciate you both, man, for standing up and being firm, bro, on your squares, man, for real. Very necessary. You two are very necessary in our community, man, for real.
Thank you. Thank you, Divinely
Thank you.
Inspired. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Of course.
Peace.
Of course.
Peace.